Everybody, welcome to Dungeons & Dragons Monday Night Mayhem!
Woo!
Yeah! What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. We play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition every Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We always love it when you guys can tune in. In fact, if you're watching live, you can chat along with us. There is a live chat going on right to the right of the YouTube video you're watching. And please chat away there, and we like sharing your comments during the show. And sometimes you can even influence certain things that happen, give some names to some characters maybe, or make some good or bad stuff suggestions for our characters. I prefer good.
Ambush.
Yes, I prefer good. DM prefers bad. But anyway, so what we're doing here is we're going to introduce our characters in just a minute, and then we'll turn things over to our dungeon master. But yeah, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons, so and we're playing on a site called Roll20. So if you've never seen that before, you're seeing in the center of your screen, you're going to see different maps and locations we're going to be at, and our character tokens will probably be moving around there. On the right side of your screen, if my fellow players can do some rolls here, you're going to see different dice rolls. So if you were in a physical setting, you might roll a d20, a 20-sided dice, or different like that. You're going to see those happen on the right side of your screen where the computer is basically rolling those for us. All right, there you go. All right, cool. That's pretty much it. So let's do some character introductions here. And by the way, folks, if you go to supergeekedup.com and you click on the D&D tab on the top, you can get a bunch of more information than what we're going to tell you right here. We got full character backstories, full character sheets, stats, all the synopses for every single episode up until this point that we've done, which has been quite a few of them. We're on our 28th now. Episode actually. So you can read all that to your heart's content. You can see all these cool drawings that our awesome artist Brent Hibbert did as well.
Oh, lovely.
And get a link to his site. Anyway, my name is Jeff. I'm playing Kalyna. She is a half-elf rogue. She kind of let's see. So I always remember she's very sneaky. She's kind of a master of disguise. She actually got to use the disguise last week. I was excited about that. So she's also pretty sarcastic, fun-loving. She doesn't take anything too seriously. I had a bit of a rough time growing up because of losing her father and then who she thought was her mother. But we actually found her adopted mother at one point during one of these previous games, so that was fun. So things are looking up a little bit, except for all the terrible things that have been happening. Other stuff that we're trying to deal with. But
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, no, not at all. But she has found this great party of adventurers that she's become friends with, and we'll go introduce them right now. So we're going to go over to our newest party member, who is Carv, played by Marks.
Yes, I play Carv, last of the Black Claw tribe of tribal halflings who ride dinosaurs.
Are you sure you're the last? Is it like a Jedi thing? We thought Luke was the last, but he's really not.
I don't. That's the DM would be the one to tell you that.
I'm not saying nothing.
It's on the hush hush.
So besides wanting eventually to get some revenge against the elf mercenaries who did that, he is on a quest to become a hero, not for himself, but for his tribe, so their names can live on forever. And like I said, he's a halfling. He flies on a dinosaur. He's a ranger class hunter and likes his archery quite a bit and likes animals a little bit more than people. But his growing friendship with this group of adventurers.
Wow, what a noble guy.
Right?
Yeah, makes you wonder how he got into this crowd. Oh,
in the chat right now, we have Chris Hadley. Says, "Hey guys, waves, great to see y'all." Thank you, Chris. Chris watches every week. Really appreciate it. Xboxy Halo Dude says, "I cast magic missile at everybody," but that's also our DM of our Star Wars show. Tom is who that is.
I thought he was going to say you cast magic missile into the darkness.
Yeah, usually that happens at one point in the chat. But anyway, yes, Tom does DMs or GMs our Saturday Night Star Wars show, which you can also check out. We're going to be off of that for a couple weeks because of Christmas, New Year's. But we just did an episode Saturday where our DM Sam this year joined us. That was a fun episode. You can check that out. It's up on our site right now. And all right, let's go over to Tulthus, played by Nate.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Yes, this is, there we go. That is Tulthus. is a barbarian warforged who has recently taken up fighting styles, so he has honed it into a level 1 fighter. Who doesn't love multi-leveling or multi-classing? There we go, words. But yes, generally he wants to do nothing but good, and so he is willing to sacrifice many things in the name of a greater deed other than himself. However, he will always obey any law, no matter how perfidious or stupid it may be. He's very much a creature of structure and order, but he's willing to always lay down the law if it means getting justice. Apart from that, he has joined up with this rather awesome group of adventurers through mercenary work and decided to stick with them. And so far, it's led to nothing but good times and treasures, plus, a few heroic deeds here and there.
And tentacles.
Yeah.
Plenty of tentacles.
Oh, I didn't know he would obey any law ever. That's all right. That gives Kalyna some idea. She's going to start making up some laws. Like, Tulthus, you must massage my feet.
Part of the group bylaws, damn it.
Right?
You must carry me everywhere. That is the law of this
Okay,
nation.
now, let's say, for instance, you get your own island nation, and those are indeed the laws. He will follow them to a T.
Okay, excellent. That's my new goal, to get my own island nation. We can take the airship there.
Perfect.
We're trying to do, of course.
Huh.
Claim a little section of Zendrick and hope for the best.
Yay! I mean, there's nothing terrible.
Well, hey, she's from Zendrick, actually, so that would be
Right,
appropriate.
see, she would know just how bad of an idea that really is.
Yeah, well, but where she's from, Stormreach is okay, right? I mean, that's a
Well,
metropolis.
Stormreach is a city. Most of Zendrick is a chaotic, wild magic zone of bizarre, monsters and elemental effects.
Sounds great. We should go there sometime. Like, hey guys, want to go to my homeland?
Oh, wow, this is better than Finn's place.
It's
Well,
okay.
it probably still is actually better than. Speaking of Finn, he just joined us right now. If you want to bring up his character,
Hey,
What
Finn
are you
is
guys
played
talking about? My barn is like a luxury suite
we're not talking about your barn.
filled with furs. Now they're all alive. If you're okay with that, they might move around a little bit. They might hug you. They might touch you
right,
inappropriately. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So anyway, Trip plays Finn, and he will do the introduction right now.
Oh, sure. I'm Finn. I'm a druid following the Circle of the Moon, which means I love to moon people. That's not true. But anyway, animals are my best friends. Probably too close, a little too close. But yeah, my byline is what happens in the barn stays in the barn. And we recently became 7th level, and I now have the ability to summon woodland creatures, and I'm very excited about the possibility of summoning pixies. Don't ask me why. But we'll see what happens. But I have a feeling that we're going to be exploring more of using our minds against villains. But we'll see. We will see.
Oh,
So-
using our intellects.
Yes, using our intellect.
Fortunately, Kalyna wears a headband of intellect, so that helps a lot.
Ooh, very nice. All right. I can't wait to turn you into a giant ape. Just kidding.
Great.
Don't worry. Maybe that headband will raise you to an 8 intelligence.
Oh my god, he would be Grodd.
Yeah, she would be Grodd.
Yes.
Here's the real question, though. What is the wisdom score for Kalyna?
That's not one of her strong points.
See,
Oh, that's fun.
there's never
Okay,
a
though, it's
problem with
12.
extremely high intelligence and no common sense.
No, but she's 12, so she's above average.
Yeah.
Slightly. She's all right. She's not an idiot.
Right. Well, let's see. So it would take you down to... Oh, wait, a 12? Actually, good
My
job.
wisdom is true.
Yeah.
My wisdom's 12.
Well, you actually have the wisdom of a giant ape. Congratulations.
Giant apes have a wisdom of 12?
They do, believe it or not.
Wow.
That seems not correct. I mean, apes are smart.
Intelligence 7, wisdom
To be
12.
above a human average.
Wait. So wait. Me want banana this big.
Very wise. Very wise. Wise
They
decision.
notice things.
Wise decision. The bigger, the better, right? But I am sad to say your charisma would go down to a 7. So,
I can't do it then. Nope. Charisma's with them.
Oh, come on, join me. I think I have a 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're slightly more charismatic than an ape. Great.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm an attractive animal.
Except people will excuse the ape's behavior.
I figure.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I digress.
So we'll switch back here to the roll screen. Before we hand it over to our awesome DM, reminder, folks, we do have a Patreon page, and that's a way you can support what we're doing. So we do D&D and Star Wars every Monday and Saturday nights, respectively. We also will be doing Super Geeked Up on Wednesday nights come January 4th. So a bunch of different things we're trying to do every week to entertain you guys. So any kind of pledge you can make, a Patreon is a way for you to pledge any amount per month that you would like to support us. That would be very much appreciated. If you go to supergeekedup.com, just scroll down a little bit on the homepage, and you'll see a little Patreon button right there you can click. And thanks, by the way, to Victor Snyder, who watched our Saturday Night Star Wars 2 days ago, and he just made a pledge right after that. So thank you, sir. That's very much appreciated.
All right.
Nice.
And thank everybody else who had already pledged from Super Geeked Up time and continues to do so. It's awesome. And there's a lot of cool perks out there as well, rewards, which some of them have to do with you can actually come on and play with us every couple months, create your own character. You can suggest NPC characters for the DM to cause more havoc for us, and other stuff like that.
Ooh, could they?
And creating allies is an option too.
Yeah,
So,
that's, you can definitely create allies.
Can they submit Cthulhu?
That's up to the DM.
I was actually going to say, players or supporter submitted villains would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, and they can support whatever they want. I would say, like allies, neutral, villains.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us a ridiculous magic item that's useless.
No, but yeah, that could be. If you have a cool villain in mind, by all means, that'd be awesome.
just please.
All right.
Not the Harry Potter broom that was recalled a while back.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Wait, what?
I
What Harry
remember
Potter
the
broom?
story about that.
I don't even know what you're talking
I
about.
think it was the broom of ball busting, something
No.
like that.
It was the Nimbus 2000, and it had sound effects and vibrated.
All right.
So you can imagine a flying broom that you tuck betwixt your legs.
Sounds like an amazing ride.
Sorry. Wait, but you mean in real life, right? They had this
Yes,
broom there or something?
Yes, this was a real life thing.
All right,
That-
there-
Yeah.
no,
He looked at that and said, "That's a bad idea."
That is
Well,
really wrong. We
well,
should not
for,
give super young people a thrill. That's
well,
incorrect.
if it's sold in like adult shops, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
They should have moved their spellings there.
That's another way to find your Patreonus or whatever. I don't know.
Patronus.
Patronus.
Patronus. I'm sorry. I found my Patronus in this vibrator. Sorry. All right, let's continue.
Yes, please.
Oh boy. Yeah, all right, yeah, let's turn things over to our dungeon master Somnus, who will catch us up where we left off.
And when we say dungeon master, sorry, guys.
No. We're not going there.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. So last week, with the help of Elaine in the King's Citadel, the group decided to go investigate Uthar Irtan, a nobleman who they suspect might have had something to do with the poisoning in High Walls. So they actually posed as a noble entourage and managed to gain entrance to the Irtan estate, where Kalyna was able to invisibly spy on Irtan and found definitely he was involved. And so with that proof, unfortunately being burned, because Irtan wasn't leaving any notes where anyone could find them, they were forced to follow him to a upscale restaurant in Upper Tavik's Landing, whereupon it appeared that he was meeting with Kaimathest, a man that they've only heard in name periodically here and there. Finn tried his best to sneak up as a mouse and listen in on the conversation, but Kaimathest ended up looking directly at him and asking him a question, and he decided to bail quickly for after that. And Kaimathest invited the group over for a chat about what's going on and his plans to stop the coming disaster that he has seen in the Draconic Prophecy. The group has decided, or was deciding on trying to find a way to convince him that his interpretation is wrong of the events that are coming. But also in asking him that he leave the Cyrans in peace for a little bit while they recover from the disaster that struck New Seer. While the group did manage to stop the poisoning from hitting high walls, it appears that another group had been dispatched to poison New Seer and was much more successful there. So he agreed to give them a week where he would not cause any further damage.
Plenty of time. Not all.
Right.
I have faith in our abilities.
And so we pick up at the restaurant, still at the table, with their meal having been paid for by Kaimathest as he left.
All right. Before we start, in the chat, Chris Hadley says, magic is a very dangerous thing when it's in incapable hands. Use wisely and ride your broom safely.
I couldn't agree more, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Another great quip is...
Mark spent a lot of time just shaking his head. Sorry, Nate, go ahead.
Don't you shake your broomstick at me. Go ahead.
This is something stupid. Fucking, please, don't call it a dungeon. That would imply we're finished.
All right. All right. So we're basically starting exactly where we left off.
Yeah, picking up exactly where we left off.
Right.
So you can at least enjoy another fine meal.
Our last meal, perhaps. Great. Fantastic. Well, so Kalyna, I know that we were kind of having this side conversation, but I want to make sure that everybody's in on it and everything. I know you had some great suggestions on how to proceed. Would you like to share that with everybody?
I believe
refresh your memories.
I can chime in. One of our top priorities was going to Sariana and discussing why our visions were different from his, because obviously that hinges on this entire thing, because it's the difference between genocide and fighting off an impending invasion.
Yeah, and I'm not too thrilled with the whole idea of genocide in general. I mean, I think even truly evil creatures, I mean, as long as they're not invading good spaces, I still feel like there has to be a balance, and I don't want to see all the Cyrans die out, of course.
In the chat, by the way, Chris says, I assume Kaimathest is picking up this tab, or is he a penny pincher and he's really cheap? No, he actually did pick up the tab.
Yeah, he dumped a large sack of, platinum coins onto the table?
Not his sack, but a sack of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
200 gold in platinum.
200
And then,
gold.
Kalyna tossed it to Carv because I think Carv's broke. She said that.
Hey, Carv, you tossed it to me. Okay.
I thought I did last week. I thought I didn't.
Yeah,
I?
you did.
Yeah, I did.
You
Yeah.
did. You said, "Carve, enjoy this big."
And then she said, "Do a sexy dance for me."
Wow.
Wow.
No, she didn't say that. Okay, what she will say, well, Finn, thank you for understanding how great my ideas are. That was refreshing. But
Okay,
Yeah.
Tulthus, you're free to interject some more. Please interrupt.
but yes, let's shove the food in your mouth and let's go to see Syriana.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I do think that we should speak with Syriana first, but I also think immediately after we speak with her that we should reach out to all our other allies and maybe even go ahead and send notice very quickly, though, to the Watch, maybe the Widow, some other people to start making sure that the Cyrans are protected in some way and that they're aware that that there is a conspiracy to take them out, and especially like a new seer. Do not drink the water anymore, basically.
Well, I think they've got that under control.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
In the chat, Chris says that was very nice of Kaimathest. Let's pick up the tab. I say, yes, he is a very nice guy, except for all the mass murder.
Yeah, I do have to say it was indeed pleasant chatting with him. I just, again, hopefully our next encounter won't involve such mass murder.
Wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, the impression certainly that you got is this isn't, it isn't anything personal for him.
Yeah, no, he seems like a reasonable fellow. I mean, again, if I personally had a vision of some dark figure wielding the banner of Seer, I'd be like, oh, well, that clearly means something. But we have to find a way to...
I wouldn't say like, oh, that means I must kill all the Cyrans, though.
Right.
He has a little different perspective on things than you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's
And
go.
I kind of feel like it's a demon in sheepskin, basically. I mean, give me a break.
What gave you that impression?
It's nothing personal. I just want to wipe out an entire race. I mean, give me a break.
Hey, could be, Echamon's old buddy.
Oh, yeah. Ding.
All right, fellas. Ready? Let's go see a beautiful woman.
Let's do this.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and who are we going to trust? A beautiful woman or Kaimathest schmo? Just kidding.
Oh, you always should trust beautiful women,
Right.
which means you should always trust me.
Nothing bad could ever come of that.
Right. There is no thing on the internet called femme fatale.
Right. Yeah.
I can assure you, no man has ever gone wrong trusting me.
Unless you read her backstory. But, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
How many men have you gotten pregnant, Kalyna?
How many men? Would you like to be the first?
No.
Right.
All right. So heading up to Platinum Heights.
Bing. Sure.
All righty. So you catch a sky coach up to Platinum Heights.
And luckily, we're already selling fancy clothing, so we'll fit in.
Right.
For once.
They will scowl at you less.
It's just like I've always wanted.
I almost fit in.
I changed back into my druid robes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
boy.
that. Syriana's gonna understand.
Well, she doesn't
Okay,
care.
stay a few steps back from us then. Oh,
Well, Kalyna's definitely staying in her fancy dress because Syriana bought it for her.
All right.
I'll skip along ahead of you guys and let my stink waft behind me.
As you're heading towards Syriana's tower, a familiar figure is heading down the street away from it.
And more?
In his dusty red coat and hat. Yep, and more. And, he looks a little worse for wear, bruised and dirty, but he like nods to you guys. Like, it kind of looks at most of you. Look at it, like, the hell have you been up to?
Right.
Hey, we're high society now.
Except for me.
Except for the druid. He's still in the barn.
He's all natural.
And I hand Enmore a muffin from Goodberries, and I say, "You look like you could use a pick-me-up."
Thanks.
You just carry muffins in your pocket?
I do. Yes.
Gross.
Do I know who this guy is?
You've
No.
never met him,
Okay.
but the rest of the group seems to know him.
Oh, right. Enmore. I keep forgetting Carv's here. He's so short. Anyway, Enmore, meet Carv.
Oh.
Hey, he's proud of that extra inch. Damn it.
Yeah, this guy's the best black claw you'll find around. He's the
Oh.
only black claw you'll
He's only
find
soon.
around.
Too soon.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, this is Carv of the Black Claw. He's an excellent archer, and he's been helping us out.
Good to meet you. He offers his hand.
Yeah, I'll sort of shake it awkwardly.
Okay.
Awkwardly.
Enmore, we're actually in a race against time right now, but we really could use all the friends that we can possibly get. So unless you're immediately rushing somewhere, could you join us in meeting with Sariana? Or can we catch up with you shortly after we discuss something with Sariana?
He says, I've got to check in at my office real quick. And then I was heading down to High Walls. I just got back into town.
Speaking of genocide.
No one was speaking of that.
Okay. We actually, I mean, we need to keep this hush hush in certain ways from like the wrong people, but we are trying to save Cyrans right now, and as you know, there is a plot against them, and we think that there's like impending doom that may happen within 7 days. So we just want to make sure that we catch up with you, and if you can, reach out to everybody that you know in Highwall that you trust and let them know that clearly there are people out to destroy the Cyrans.
Yeah, I've been picking up bits and pieces as I've been moving along. I was going to go touch base with the widow.
Great.
Good, yeah.
And we really want to be in touch with the widow too. So I quickly sketch out an unattractive picture of Kaimathest and Yertan and say, you know, show these pictures to the people that you trust. And this man goes by Kaimathest. This is Yertan. We know that they're in a conspiracy to kill Cyrans.
Yertan. He's like,
yes.
Which Yertan?
Uthar Yertan.
Uthar, the ugly one.
The Hulk of a man.
Okay, so not Beston.
Well, we don't know for sure, but we don't have any proof that he's involved right now.
Only
Got
Uthar
it.
so far.
Okay.
What was your mission for Siriana you just got back from?
I was looking into things in Thrain, checking on Cyrans that were there, and made some adjustments to the Knoll population in the area.
Yeah, we had a lovely run into a pack of gnolls as we left Thrain.
Were there Cyran deaths in Thrain?
There was a group that was sent there to meet with the would-be queen of Thrain. That delegation was killed, but there were other pockets of Cyrans who had taken up refuge in outlying areas, and I've gotten them moving towards Tantamar.
Tantamar. Where is that located?
It's up in the Lazar Principalities.
Ah, okay. We've heard dire reports from New Seer that there are actually deaths in the hundreds. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stop the production of poison from being shortened enough to a small location, and it has spread possibly far and wide.
Yeah, that's bits and pieces that I'm hearing.
Right.
And
we really need to make sure that we need to create like a protection in the food and water like supplies for the Cyrans.
Actually, yes. If there are perhaps any clerics or paladins willing to do good work, they could possibly bless the food and water that is drank and eaten.
Well, and the druids can purify, but yes, go ahead.
Well, certainly, in ordinary circumstances, he says, from what I've been looking into just since I've been back, involving the attempt to poison the cistern. The cisterns in Sharn, artificers have long put in protections to keep contaminants out of the water. So they must have circumvented that somehow.
Peculiar.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that I almost think that the cisterns are not to be trusted at all, and see if we can set up a completely controlled system that the Cyrans themselves are in charge of, to make sure that that the population isn't poisoned further.
Well, that's going to be a hard thing to manage. But at the same time, the fact that this has happened, I don't think the Crown is going to take that lightly.
Right. Well, I see challenge or death. Challenge or death. Maybe go for the challenging thing and make sure everybody's alive.
Fair enough. I'm sure there would be a member of the clergy throughout the city who'd be willing to help.
As long as they're not Brelish.
Well, not everybody in Breland is involved in this plot, Finn.
Right.
What? Okay, I'm just kidding.
We have to kill all the Brelish.
No. But anyway, just as long as they are truly trusted people.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Says, so Irton is part of the problem.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's part of the problem?
At least
Yes.
Uthar.
We may have gone into his house. I may have seen some letters from Kaimathest saying about killing Cyrans.
Oh, Kalyna did see letters. They've just been destroyed.
Yes, that is irrefutable evidence, at least from when we saw it. However, it has since
he's definitely
been
involved.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and he almost killed me. He's a real asshole.
And also, he is in leagues with Kaimathest. However, we have garnered a week-long treaty where no Cyrans will be disturbed until that time is up.
What did he say?
Kaimathest?
Yeah, what did he say?
He said that until the week is up, no Cyrans would be harmed.
That's not what he said. But
It's not? Oh, I swear to God it was.
Hang on. Is it in the notes?
Probably not, or at least not exactly.
Can we do a memory roll and
You
tell
can do
us?
a memory roll.
Sure, why not?
What role would that be?
It would be intelligence.
Yeah, it would be intelligence.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
Oh.
Don't worry, mine's not going to be any better. Oh!
Oh!
Carv.
Damn!
So
Carv, you did-
Carv.
How do you get somebody 20?
Carv, calm down. You're remembering too much.
Wow.
Ben's even stupider than me. Good.
So
Yeah, I don't
Carv-
remember anything.
Carv
I was
remembers
I remember it like it was yesterday. A few hours ago.
a few hours ago.
Carv, yes, please tell us.
Carv remembers that what he said was that he would do nothing more to the effect that he would do nothing more against them for the week.
That's the emphasis. No personal, I guess.
Right, but he could have
but
things in
Irtan and other
motion.
agents, maybe.
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that changes things, and I guess I remembered too.
Yes. So when you guys basically when you say that, at which point Enmore's like, fucker. All he said was that he wasn't going to do it personally.
Yes. So that means the Uthar is still at large.
And he's close to Kaimathest. That
Mhm.
means he knows about me.
Mhm.
He says, well, I guess it's time to reach out to some of the old unit.
Oh, what
Speaking of,
unit is that?
He says, no, I served under Irtan.
Wait. Speaking of,
On the Cyran front?
Uthar had a sergeant under his command who was in leagues as well with Kaimathest, and
Stress.
yes, we took him down fortunately and locked him up. However, we are still certain he remains in contact with his superior.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He always had his nose firmly up Irtan's ass.
So, since you served with Irtan back in the Cyran front, was he very much against the Cyrans at that point?
War changes people.
Yeah. He lost troops. We lost good people fighting. As anyone on any of the fronts did.
Mm-hmm.
But he took it a bit more personal than some. I don't sleep well at night, but I make my peace with it. I'm not looking for payback against anyone. Shit happens.
Were you friends with Irtan? Any chance you might be able to talk to him and she'll give him a little elbow, use that old Enmore charm?
I know we haven't had a lot of time together, but my charm generally goes to dragging somebody's ass, beating them until they tell me what I want to know. It's
That's quite charming.
Yeah. It's effective, but not exactly high society charm.
No. The only outcome I could see of actually talking to him, at least for Enmore, would be Uthar trying to recruit him for his cause and nothing else.
And the problem with
double
that
agent.
is that Kaimathest knows who I am.
Exactly.
Which means Irtan knows I'm working for the opposition. Now, some of the people lower in the totem pole might not know. And if I can get in contact with some of the members of our old unit, maybe I can find someone else who's working at this and isn't bright enough to realize what's going on.
Okay.
That gives me some ideas.
That sounds great.
Well, we thank you very much for all of your assistance,
Sure.
previous and future.
He says, not like I'm not getting paid for it.
Well, you might want to use some of that payment to take a bath. You look filthy.
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
Please.
That's high on my list.
And invest in an apothecary visit. You also looked rather damaged.
I'll be fine tomorrow.
I hand him 3 more muffins and I say, eat these. They'll put some life into you.
And some fiber in your colon.
Yeah, so you had 4 muffins in your pockets is what you're saying, basically. Great.
My pockets overflow with muffins. I have a freaking bakery shop, okay? I think I'm entitled to have muffins on me.
Yeah, but you know how old those muffins would be at this point that you haven't been to the bakery shop?
You know, I don't have to announce that I'm going to the bakery shop. I just do. All right. I have to check in.
You just apparate there.
Yes. So I know this is bizarre, Somnus, but I do send a post to Jameson. I know this is weird, but it is what it is. I'm just preparing for future battles. But in the chat, I sent it, and I want him to send directions to wherever he trusts to create like a small tank that a fish can go in that would keep, a fish alive, and also a cage that is incredibly strong that could fit a humanoid that we could fit into a bag of holding. But I'm just preparing for the possibility of polymorphing somebody into a fish that could be kept alive, but then put into a cage and restrained. So there you go.
Lovely.
Yep.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I know it sounds a little dark, but it's just, if pixies were to polymorph a foe into a fish and then toss it into a tank and then put it into a cage where a foe could be restrained. That's the idea.
Okay. I do believe they get a saving throw each round.
I don't think each round. I think it's just the initial transformation. But you can let me know.
That seems odd.
No, it's up to an hour for the transformation once it's happened.
This seems, I get, it's weird. I'm surprised they let you do this. This seems like way overpowered to me. This
it is one of the most powerful spells.
How do you have access to it at level 7?
It's because he can summon a creature that can do it.
Yeah, I don't have access to level 7. It's a level 4 spell. But yeah, the pixies, I would, have 8 polymorph spells with pixies.
I'm surprised they allow that in the game.
And
is that just a regular druid spell, or is it a Circle of the Moon spell?
It's a regular druid spell at 4th level.
Okay.
But the trick is that the woodland creatures with pixies, they have, they have like a big, powerful punch of spells that they can use, including polymorph. And now, I mean, I'm not thinking that it can be used against Kaimathest or a super powerful, powerful foe, but it is a possibility of changing, somebody else into something.
Yeah, definitely need to remember that Kaimathest is well adept in the magical arts.
Right. No, I don't think it's a spell that can be used successfully against Kaimathest necessarily.
Hey,
but
and you're right. It's the one saving throw. However, if they would quote unquote die,
right,
they revert to
and that's why I want the fish tank to throw them into water so they're okay.
At least as long as you concentrate for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that is true. Yep.
Or the pixie.
The pixies would be, the pixie would be.
So it'll only last as long as your concentration lasts on keeping the pixie around.
I believe that's correct.
Convoluted.
Well, but yeah, I think that's the way it works, and that's why I need a humanoid cage. So when they revert back to themselves,
gotcha,
they will be caged up.
So I guess we bid our fond farewells to Enmore.
Yeah, he heads off to head into Lower Sharn.
Okay.
To look into things.
Well, we resume our trip.
Hey, Marks, where is Carv from?
The plains of was it?
Tulthus Plains.
The plains, yeah.
That's in Corvair?
Yeah. Here, I'll bring you guys over. And
thank you.
I believe in a thing called love.
But I actually would like to see if Jameson can find that for me within the day and even have it delivered to us. And if you can give me an idea of how much that might cost, that'd be great.
Have it done in a day? I'm
assuming it would be like he would find a place that specializes in creating, cages or whatever.
Well, okay. Well, I guess
a very specific request, though. I think it's going to take a little while.
It's going to take a little time.
Yeah, Jameson is an amazing butler. However, I don't believe he's superhuman. I could be wrong on that. But...
he thinks he's basically like Alfred.
At the same time, please don't argue against me. This is Sharn, the biggest city in the entire continent that offers everything.
Right.
So
you still got to.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of what shop has that in stock.
Even in New York City, you can't get everything day of. You can get a lot of things. A lot.
Oh, wait a second! You could find this in New York City.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
am
disturbing.
serious.
You could. That's
you
disturbing.
Find
you could.
This in New York City, and I really think you can find this in Sharn. I mean, I'm not trying to be difficult, Somnus,
right?
But you could find this in Sharn.
I'm just not even sure what I would price that at. I'll give that some thought.
Just give it some thoughts. I'm not saying it's a perfect plan or whatever, but it's something that I want in standby for foes if I polymorph them into something. So anyway.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
So anyway, I was sorry.
On to Suriana.
Yeah, let's just go.
What'd you ask about the planes?
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna. So Kalyna was gonna ask Carv. Have you had any experience with Cyrans before?
Not a whole lot of interaction.
Wouldn't have been a whole lot, but some. I mean, the Tulthus plains did border Cyr before everything went to hell.
Good thing they didn't wipe out my tribe, otherwise I'd be conflicted.
No, they didn't have anything to do with that.
Nope, it was just the pointy ears.
Damn Valinar.
Dark Vulcans.
Except these pointy ears act more like Klingons.
I'm starting to get a flashback Chronicle Shinar episode where they found an old episode of Star Trek and they're watching it and they go, see, the Vulcan is superior to the human. Spock. Anyway.
All right. So on to Sariana's.
Bingo.
All righty. And she, of course, greets you at the door and welcomes you in.
I bow to her and say, my lady.
And she guides you into the sitting room. She's like, so how can I help?
Boy, howdy.
It is more so a question of how can't you help?
What? Now I'm confused. Don't listen to the Tin Man.
I thought the Scarecrow needed a brain.
Well, Carv, why don't you tell her?
Oh, okay.
What, Kalyna? I thought you were the charismatic one.
We need to find out if there's any way we can provide proof of the true prophecy of whether or not the Syrians are the instrument of this doom or the potential allies against it.
Indeed. Did Kaimathest ever tell you of his vision in particular?
Yes.
Indeed. So you see why we are at a loss as to why it was so varied.
Everyone can see something a little different in the prophecy. It isn't necessarily that any one particular view is wrong. It isn't like that. It's everyone interprets things a little differently. Just from your own point of view.
So I'm just going to put this
Actually-
out there. Sariana, you're really pretty, and I'm inclined to believe your version of things. And Kaimathest, just seems like a real bad guy since, he has been trying to have us killed.
Actually,
And so, really, ultimately, I don't care that much. I just want to figure out how to stop Kaimathest and to save the Cyrans.
you know what?
So if you have any ideas,
I think I may understand part of it, because in his vision, the banner of Seer was untattered, I believe.
No, it was still a tattered banner.
Okay, so yeah, it wasn't in its full glory, obviously. All right. Okay.
Does anybody know what the creature was that's in the vision?
Just a dark humanoid that was completely black on its surface. There was no discernible features.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Ekamon.
Where's he been all this time?
I know.
He's one with the darkness.
Well, it's what happens when you go to hell in a
trusted that
handbasket.
guy.
Damn it. See, she agrees. I'm sorry.
So I don't know. Do you think we can at all convince him that they're not the foe, or do we need to just combat him directly?
I'm not combating him directly.
Well, maybe not him directly. Everybody else around him.
Indeed, we've garnered a temporary peace where he himself will attempt no harm towards the Cyrans, but obviously he has people working beneath him.
Right. She says, I think eventually he'll see it, but for right now, if we can prevent him from causing more harm, that is really the best plan that I have. Confronting him directly would be disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, what was her best plan?
Prevent him from, basically keep him from doing more harm.
Right.
Basically counter what he's doing.
Right. So this
to
would
keep
give
him
us
from being able to succeed.
right. This would give us maybe enough time to dispatch at least a majority of his agents in hopes that we'll be able to prevent them from causing further harm.
Real quick, there's a new person in our chat right now, Resh Ami. Thank you for what he actually says. What's this? Kind of like wonders what he's watching. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, sir or madam, and so if you've never heard of that at all, basically this is a fantasy adventure setting, and we're all playing different characters like elves and halflings and barbarians and stuff like that, and. But if you go to supergeekedup.com, I'll put that in the chat as well. You can read up more about what's going on here.
And also the various characters, both players and NPCs.
Yes, you can. If you go there, you can actually see like what all our characters look like as well.
But basically, we're playing a game, and you're watching, and thanks for watching.
Ding!
So we're pretending to be these characters in this fantasy setting.
It's pretty fun.
See, I'm short. Hey.
And Madrick just joined us in the chat too. He watches us a lot. Thank you, Madrick.
Hey, bud.
Yes. So she says, of course, that confronting him directly would likely be disastrous. So certainly we want to avoid that. But she says she's heard what occurred in New Seer, and certainly there will be work to be done there, and she will be looking to assist the people there.
Actually, I wonder, would it be wise to, rally as many Cyrans as we can and make sure that they're as safe as possible?
She says, the problem is, and sadly, the more scattered they are,
The safer.
the safer they are. Right now, these two centers of Cyran population are probably going to draw the most fire.
Right. They're the biggest targets.
Exactly.
So I wonder if we were to use some of our allies to try to create safe zones for them, such as I'm just flying off the cuff here, but we could send some Cyrans into the lovely forest with Kareg. It's a beautiful place, my homeland, filled with nice, beautiful trees with pulsing veins and fangs. Or we could send some of them maybe to the Silver Keep. I know that that's incredibly far away, but I don't know, just places that where we would trust people to look out after them.
Are there any Syrian events happening that might be targets?
No. The Cyran people are mainly concerned in just trying to stay alive and rebuild a life after the loss of their nation.
Right. I mean, we do have a mansion where we could put up some of them, Might not be a large group, but maybe 30 people.
And so there's no other place we can go to find out more about the prophecy?
She says there are passages of the prophecy all over Eberron, okay? But they don't all pertain to the same thing.
Right.
So, I could tell you where to find other passages of the prophecy that I viewed, but they wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with this.
Right. Wouldn't correlate with the particular predicament we now face.
And there's no way you think we can defeat Kaimathest, or no object or item.
Well, I
If
mean,
you told us everything about Kaimathest, why is he so dangerous?
She says, I do not want him dead. If you can accept that. He
it's still family.
See your ex-husband?
No. She says he is misguided in this, but he is not evil in the sense of, say, the vampire that you were facing before.
So he's no Rukan, right?
Yeah, he is no Dolgaunt. He is no Dale Keir.
You know what, Jeff? This think of Alicia, the Batgirl from our Star Wars campaign.
Oh, Alyssa?
Yeah, I thought it was Alicia. But yeah. Similar situation. Granted, I'm not sure if he was actively out furthering good purposes before all of this happened, or.
But here's the thing: you're talking about one guy who's killing a bunch of people.
Right.
Why should we keep this one guy alive if he's killing all these people? Or is there a way for us to stop him without killing him?
Can we imprison him, or
I was going to say, is there a way to restrain him, or basically maybe even as far as blackmail, or some kind of threat we can impose?
We could try to trap him. But let me think on the best way to try and do it.
Mhm.
Okay. Obviously, I don't want you to be killed in the process.
Hopefully.
Oh, good. We don't either.
That would be bad.
You think? Also, there's the matter of that I don't know where he is right now. I would have to try to find him.
Right. Sariana, what do you think about are there particular allies that we should reach out to? I was thinking that maybe we should create kind of like an observe and report system where we have, you know.
What? Wait. What was it? Before we left the restaurant, Kaimathest made a deal with the tavern owner. Was it? Or yes,
with the owner of the restaurant.
Yes. Was it? What was it? To
the Rampant Griffin. That was the restaurant.
But it was, what was it? To relay messages betwixt us, or
yeah, that you could leave a message for him there if you wanted.
Instead of tracking him down, we could possibly set something up just to meet him, say whatever we want. We have the evidence we need to show that our vision was indeed correct, and then he show up so that way we can, explain all about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a possibility. Keep that in mind. Like I said, give me a little time to try to work out how to set up the trap, so that we can do this safely.
Right. Well, we're also trying to figure out. I know we've already briefly discussed it, but we're trying to think of ways to protect the Cyrans. And if you have any idea of plots to take them out, we certainly want to try to stop those plots.
I'm not sure what he'll resort to now. The poison was not fully successful.
Right.
Certainly you saved the people of High Walls, and he only managed a partial success in New Seer. My understanding of it is that there were agents of the King's Citadel in New Seer who managed to intervene before things really got bad. And it's not to say that it isn't a terrible loss, but it could have been far, far worse if the Citadel hadn't been there.
Right.
In the chat, Madrick says we should just take his manhood. It's one strategy.
Yeah.
Now, is this like literally like a hood that he wears, and we should take his
that's
hood?
exactly what he meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Destroy his wardrobe.
Yeah. Kalyna will ask, do you know, is Irtan his main lieutenant?
Until recently, I hadn't heard that name in relation to him. Before you had mentioned it. So it seems logical that would be the person he's working with here. Simply proximity. Irtan is known here. He has power here. Resources. And by all accounts, the motivation to want to help with what Kaimathest has been working towards. Removing him would certainly remove cash flow into what's going on.
All right. He would lose out on a pretty decent resource, at least in all of his strategy.
Not to mention, losing Irtan's connections to people.
Right.
So maybe one of our first goals should be to take Irtan out of the picture.
Yeah.
Or we can follow him around and see until he leads us to a plot.
Maybe we should turn him into a fish. and then
Then you
cage
can use speak animals to interrogate him. It's a new type of waterboarding.
right,
Full submersion.
right.
Except that while he's in that state, he'd have the intelligence of a goldfish.
Yeah.
So,
Flaw in that plan.
the questioning would probably be pretty not helpful.
Right.
Where is it?
Glub, glub.
Glub, glub. But anyway, and Sariana, just to make sure, not that we're out to kill people, but you would not suggest killing Uthar, right? You would suggest trying to foil or capture, or I don't know, any ideas?
Well,
With Irton, it is a case of do what you have to do. I don't know if you can persuade him to turn aside. I don't know if you would have to kill him. Certainly, I prefer bloodshed be avoided, but I also know that sometimes it can't.
yeah.
With Kaimathest, it is a concern for your safety. I feel that if you were to try to take him, he would kill you. He would kill all of you.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if we can capture Irton, perhaps we could find out all the other plots that are going on. Obviously, he knows a lot about what's going on.
Yeah.
Where's
Probably
Paladin when you need him?
Well, and I honestly don't even know, though, if we really have to, I don't know if we would actually get anything out of him, but if we just removed him from the picture where he's the cog in the wheel that's making everything turn.
Right. Well, that's helpful on its own, but we could also try to, I could obviously try to person him. We could do some other things, possibly try to get information out of him.
Obviously, I would say if we do confront him openly, then words first before diving into action. Because clearly, this man does have potential, and if anything goes awry, you never know. An enemy is just someone you haven't made a friend yet.
Very wise.
In some ways, though, if we were to have the opportunity to capture him with no chance of bloodshed or whatever, like, a super sneaky way of figuring out, to get him unawares, that might even be better than trying to have a confrontation where he might call out for Kaimathest or call out for, major support.
Oh,
Anyway,
sure.
just
he
an
has a
idea.
means to do that.
Oh, yeah. Obviously,
Yeah.
The less violence, the better we can do.
Right. But I mean, if we were to capture him, like, say, in a sky cab, or, if he were going out somewhere, I have no idea. Whatever he's doing.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Do we ambush him, or do we just talk to him?
I think we got to come up with a plan to try to more likely ambush him I don't think he's going to be very willing to want to talk to us.
Yeah, I think ambushing is better, personally.
Now, the ambush doesn't
like
necessarily mean violence, but
I have a hunting trap.
like a bear trap.
Like a bear
Something
trap.
like that, yeah.
Well, hey, possibly. That's going to definitely hurt. That could keep him in place.
Right.
I said, Madrak says in the chat, follow him, find his weakness. Does he stop at a cake shop every day or something?
Yes!
Find his patterns is like what that's what a spy would do.
Oh, wait, I've got it. I will leave a trail of muffins to a cage. Or whatever other delicious pastry his heart desires.
You're forgetting he has to be gluten-free.
Right. What, is he a fucking hipster?
No, didn't you read his NPC bio?
Gluten-free. Gluten-free.
Hey, don't make fun of that, man. A lot of my family's that way.
Really? It's a medical condition? I know it is a medical
It's
condition.
100% a medical condition, actually, man. And I'm actually not going to joke around that. It's 100% a medical condition.
No, that's fine. And I'm cool with that, but I am against the hipster gluten-free movement. It's BS. But the true people that actually have a gluten problem, I completely understand. But right now, I feel in America, it's 90% bullshit. That's my opinion, though. Sorry.
That is not the opinion of the rest of us on this show.
All right. Hipsters, you can hate me all you like.
Carv has never heard of gluten. Sounds like
I am very happy
monster.
anybody who watches our show. And I don't care
Tulthus is
what-
trying to figure
Oh,
this out.
no, that's true. I'm very happy. You guys can send me all your gluten hate you want. Wow, I suddenly became a gluten villain. All right. Sorry.
Hans
And,
gluten.
and baked goods shall be hurled at your effigy.
Hey, that's fine. You got to remember, everybody, I run a bakery shop. I've got a problem with the gluten thing.
Yeah, he can't bake it.
All these requests.
So, but Madrak makes a good point, actually. I mean, finding out someone's habits is not a bad idea to try to figure out the best way to try to ambush them, obviously.
Right.
Sure,
Get them
I think
unawares.
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I
So
think
thank you,
that was
Matt.
actually our original plan before we infiltrated his house and read his letters.
You got a little more on that first home invasion than you thought you were going to get. So, Cyran also says, I'm glad that you came because also the Azure Wind arrived today. And Captain Cyrus the Lyrander will be waiting to meet with you.
Kalyna will get really excited. Yes! Cyran, you're the best.
She smiles.
Let's just take a vacation. Let's go flying.
That's a great idea, Carv.
Come fly away, come fly away, come fly away with me.
I just need a musical montage scene flying around, and then we'll arrive to the answer. Oh yes, I know what to do. That makes sense now.
Well, yeah, the airship could fly down, and I'll be hanging from it on a cord, and I'll just grab Urton.
Oh, sure. Sounds great.
Well,
Yeah.
I think trailing him is a good idea to find out, what he said, but also if there's other conspirators they may meet.
I think we should trail him in the airship. Surely he won't notice any.
He won't notice.
You won't notice that huge shadow.
Does it feel a little warm around here? Turns around, sees the elemental ring.
Right.
We're literally floating a few feet above him in the airship. But if it does help at all, Tulthus does actually have the falcon eyes to see up to a mile away.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It's pretty
Very
nifty.
helpful. Obviously, I have a disguise hat. I have invisibility, so there's a lot of ways we can trail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
We have tools, might as well use them.
You got tools. You got skills. You
That's
do
perfect.
this.
Maybe
I've
we
got
can
skills.
Maybe you just can't. We can be just in the airship, and you spot them, and then just like.
Well, if it's a mile away, maybe.
Mile away.
Yeah, maybe it's a mile. But I don't think we can take an airship actually into Sharm.
Well, it could
All
be
right.
a mile up in the air.
But then we'd have to get down a mile
Well, no. We have Carv's pterodon.
True.
for one, or maybe two.
Giant eagles.
Come on,
Oh,
come
there
on.
you go.
Kalina's absolutely going to do the Assassin's Creed bit.
Oh, yeah. She
Oh,
was
well.
Featherfall.
She would love that.
Yeah.
It can be in conjunction. There you go.
With Featherfall, a mile up in the air, how long would it take for them to reach the ground?
We joked about that some other show. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a couple hours later. I'm here.
Got to find him again.
I'll
I held that pose for an hour.
and I'll just transform into a giant, an inconspicuous giant elk, and trail him. Sorry, maybe not.
Cyriana says that the Azure Wind is docked in highest towers.
Okay.
which is right
Highest.
over here. And
Gotcha.
Highest towers.
you're in Platinum Heights,
Okay.
so not terribly far away.
I mean, with this airship, we can always reach places much faster than by land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The
Very
question
nice.
is there anywhere we would need to go?
Like I think you could reach, if I'm remembering this right, I think you could reach New Seer in like not even a day.
Damn.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fast.
That's where the attack was, right?
Right. That's where the poisoning was successful, at least partially.
Semi-successful, yeah.
Maybe we should split up. Let's go there.
No. No splitting up.
I'm thinking since we're already in Shard, we
go get
apprehend
Uthar.
Uthar and then take the airship to New Seer to hopefully, reassess the whole situation and see what would be best for the people there.
Let's be like Batman and dangle him off the airship and threaten to just let him go unless he talks.
Sounds good.
Oh, that would suck.
Well,
Like we're gonna drop you right into the Cyrans and let them all just freaking kill you. Let you
All right, we're not dark.
No, just kidding. We're not doing any of that, obviously.
It's like maybe a day or a little bit over to get to New Seer, but it's nowhere near the kind of travel times
Yeah,
it takes over land.
that's amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think
I'll go a step further, Kalyna. Why don't we just harpoon him from the airship and take him around by a harpoon?
that's a great plan. Will you ride on top of the harpoon?
I don't know why I would.
Well, that's the way we can get rid of you.
Oh, he could totally ride it like oh my god, what was the doctor's name?
You better watch out, Kalyna. You're looking more and more like a whale to me.
Ooh.
You better lay off those carbs. Anyway, let's continue.
Right. I've had too many of your fat muffins. Fatty muffins.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fatberry.
Be like Willy Wonka, the giant purple berry. All right.
Anyway, so let's go track Irtan.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Do you want to go to meet with Cyrus or
To confirm everything? Sure, why not?
I'll be honest. I actually don't think it is a bad idea to split up at this point. To be honest with you,
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
two of us could go track Irtan. The other two can go do that. I mean, look, we're not really in danger. I think what we're doing that much.
Yeah. Plus, it would speed things up. Be
Say
way more
that
efficient.
now.
Okay, I will say I completely disagree, because if there is an opportunity along the way once we start tracking Uthar, that we all need to be involved
The
to
thing
make
is,
sure we're successful.
we are on a strict
but
schedule right now.
I don't
I
know
see what
if we try it, take him
I see
out.
what you're saying, but the two of us don't need to take him out. Like if we're doing it.
Yeah, because one of whoever of the two decides to follow Uthar, one of them can easily report back to us, because we're either going to be at the highest towers, at the Skydock, or coming back to you guys.
But what if there's a perfect opportunity? Is one of us?
Yeah,
is,
but here's the thing:
tracking and
if that we're not going to see that perfect opportunity if we're all in the other location. That perfect opportunity would have been gone,
Exactly.
because it's happening at the same time. We're doing this. Time is flowing at the same time, even if we're not there.
So we are a lot more likely to actually be able to do something if there are four of us than one of us. That's all I'm saying.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely,
Okay.
I agree with that part. But I'm saying that perfect opportunity would happen or not happen, because time is still happening.
It's okay. If he dies, you can
I
mock him.
disagree. What's that part?
I said it's okay if he dies. You can tell him I told you so for the rest of this time.
And you know, you just got to look at it this way: you get to try a new character.
Best part of splitting up.
All right, you enjoy tracking him, Kalyna. Track away.
I can help
Well,
you track.
Here's the thing.
I'm a
This is a like Trip. I get it. You feel passionate about that. That's cool. This is a party decision, though, right? And so it doesn't matter what I think or you think. It's like, what does everybody want to do?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it matters what we
Sure,
think, but it doesn't.
Of course.
It's not the only thing.
I understand that. I am just vehemently expressing my true opinion, which is that parties don't split up.
Well,
But
actually, how about this? Is there a way for the airship to take us from highest towers over to Upper Tavik's Landing and drop us off near the front of the little area that Uthar is situated in?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly there would be like sky docks probably in 12 Pillars.
Okay.
And he's got, he lives in Dallin's Refuge.
Okay, so that's right by there, basically.
12 Pillars is over here.
Yeah, we would just have to cross through Copper Arc and or Arch, and then we could get to Dallin's Refuge. So yeah, we could just go over to the highest towers, meet with the captain, and then take the airship. So it would be expedient over to 12 Pillars.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. So that way it cuts the... We get both jobs done, essentially, and it cuts the most amount of time in between travel.
The other nice thing is, of course, at some point, if you want to use the airship to go to the mansion, you can too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Makes that trip short as well.
Where do you park these airships at?
Docking towers.
Oh, okay.
There are docking towers throughout Upper Sharn.
Yep.
Now, certainly, they do have other ways for dealing when there isn't a docking tower, but certainly the easiest way is a docking tower.
Correct.
Because with that elemental ring, you're climbing a bit of a rope ladder to get up to the ship if you don't have the tower. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I've shown Carv what an airship looks like in Eberron.
I don't believe we have.
I don't know.
If you do a search on Google for Eberron airship, you'll be able to see. It'll bring up images.
They look really cool.
Alrighty.
So you want to go meet the captain and head over to 12 Pillars.
Essentially. Unless there's a way we can make like a hot drop in Dallin's Refuge.
No, that would probably draw the wrong kind of attention. You'd be landing amid a bunch of blade marks with weapons drawn, kind of, who are you? Why are you here?
And if nothing else, one of us can indeed go over to Dallin's Refuge as we're meeting with the captain, just to keep an eye on things in case.
What is I mean, it's fine if we want to do this. Why do we have to meet with the captain right now? That's what I'm unclear on.
Well, you don't have to. I mean,
I don't know why that's more important than Irtan, I guess is what that's my main issue here.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well, I mean,
if you're looking for learning somebody's habits, it's not going to happen in one day. That's an extended.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
You're going to be spending some time watching him, to try and get his habits down, to know where he'll be around certain times.
I mean, and that's again, we can all be together. That's fine. But again, thinking about that and thinking, I mean, whatever. My knowledge is like on cop shows, but not in real life. But like, when you stake someone out, you don't have a whole team of people usually, right? You have one or two people doing it. That's like in my thing, because it's a long process and other people are doing other things, right? To try to
accomplishing other objectives.
That was my thinking.
Right. I would think we'd be able to enlist in more in this too, because this is his specialty, clearly.
And he went to go meet with the widow, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that
I mean,
is
we
one
could
thing
certainly
you could
take.
do.
I mean, Emor could do some of it. We could do some of it. I mean, it would happen in turns, obviously, in a real stakeout or whatever. If that's what you want to reference it to.
Right.
Yeah, you're not. Kalyna's not having to sit there 27 hours.
Do we
I
get
can do
donuts?
this.
I like donuts.
I just need more coffee.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Always need more coffee.
In the chat, Magic says hot drop equals fresh bedpans falling from the sky, brown and yellow rain. Oh,
Wow.
ugh.
Gross.
Gee.
Wow. Very suggestive.
It's too bad we don't have like communication devices, like little spy
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Wish it was
I
fantasy
know,
version.
that would be ideal.
They have things like that. They're a magic item.
We're gonna have to work on that.
There are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
There are rings that are linked that allow for like a telepathic communication
Yep.
or whispered communication between two people.
They should be earrings.
Or, there's always the helm of telepathy.
True.
Right.
That's a little overkill. Then you're like, are you reading my mind right now?
Let's see.
I'd imagine they'd be pretty expensive, though, wouldn't they?
The ring, I'd have to look for the rings. I don't think the
Okay.
rings are too bad. The helm of telepathy, I think, is pretty up there.
Gotcha.
You should get the rings sometime.
Actually,
Are there rings in Cracker Jack boxes? Can we do that?
All right. I got this ring out of a Jacker Cracks box.
Oh man, I actually used to get tons of those Cracker Jacks, and they had awesome little, little booklets usually inside.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of fun.
All righty.
So-
So yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways to handle it, and at least as far as a stakeout goes, you're staking out in a high society area.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of guards, and I'm sure it would raise questions if one were to sit in one spot too long, where business is usually held.
Right. I mean, but the other thing is that you would figure also risk to the person doing the surveillance is relatively low.
Yeah, he's saying it's
Because
fair.
again, same thing. The guards are everywhere.
Yeah, we really can't attack him there, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
We'd be
Well,
my-
you can.
it's a bad idea though. With my disguise hat, I can constantly be changing what I look like.
True. Step
So they
into an alley, step out as someone else.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't know it's the same person all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure Enmore is versed in disguise stuff too. I would think from his job.
You certainly would think so.
I think he's more into the skullduggery of his operations.
What,
So-
you want me to change my coat? Damn it.
So I'm wondering, do we want to, get everybody in action to protect the Cyrans and then do the stakeouts? Or I know, Jeff, you are saying, maybe one of us should be tracking to get started on the stakeout.
Because, I mean, as it's been mentioned before, the chance of being jumped in such an area is very low. So,
Right.
I mean, you've got relative safety there.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I'm sorry for speaking so strongly, but I'm fine with that if there's no chance of anything going down anyway. I mean, I guess we're just looking for a weakness within a few days or something.
Yeah, really, it just comes down to a matter of who would be the most handy capable.
I mean, obviously, I think Kalyna's most suited for tracking.
Oh yeah,
Because of
definitely.
disguises, she can do invisible. Particularly if there is any trouble, I mean, she'll go invisible, and then it's gonna be real hard for anybody to fucking get a hold of her.
Right.
That does make it kind of a pain in the butt to catch somebody. You
As
guys,
we know from the Hopkins.
Right?
and
Almost
the
got
only
that
reason
sword.
you could follow her is because the sword was floating in midair.
and she had to finally make herself visible to do the spell attack.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know though. Carv is a ranger, right? Can you get a good sniff or whiff of the plate mail?
Well, I'd be more than happy to have someone come along as well. To be an aid in that.
Yeah, if I have Hunter's Mark spell, so if I lay that on him, I get advantages tracking and stuff.
Yeah.
And tacking.
All right, so maybe Kalyna and Carv then go work on that.
Yeah, that could definitely work.
Sure, that's fine.
Sure.
Though you do know from talking with Elaine that casting magic, you get seen doing that in Upper Tavik's Landing. You better have a license.
But we do.
Right, but the odds of them granting a license to cast something like Hunter's Mark, which is inherently something used to kill other people, is not especially high.
It's like a predatory spell.
Or played hide and seek, you know?
Right.
And I'm cheating.
So wait, is it just? Do they have a way to sense magic, or is it just that they visually see someone do magic?
If they see somebody casting magic, and believe me, there are going to be blade marks up there who probably are casters. You know, blade marks aren't just soldiers.
Right, fighting McFighters.
They are mercenaries of every kind. You can bet there are blade marks who are trained assassins.
It's okay, we'll kill them.
All right,
who are sorcerers or wizards.
All right. So, Carv, you can still come along. Maybe we don't do that right away. Hunter's Mark. Maybe we hold off on that one. But
okay.
Well, we'll see how it's.
Most people don't pay attention to halflings. They're all like.
That's true. I keep forgetting you're there.
Oh.
Just slaps him on the back. Just kidding, Carv.
You won't forget him when his arrows are saving your ass.
Oh, they already have.
Yeah. So.
And this is an actual one saved.
Well, let's go. Because, I got the mount that could help fly us out. I don't know if I can hold us both, but.
Get her done.
Hey,
we're both good
come on,
sneakers.
I'm light.
I don't know. That's a DM call.
It wouldn't be able to carry. Wouldn't be able to carry you.
Okay.
It's actually a medium creature. So it's got a big wingspan, but it can only really carry a small creature and still be able to fly.
So I can get out, and you can turn visible. So we got exit plans.
You can take a sky coach.
I'm picturing Carv going. The Lord tells me he can get me out of this, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
Oh, Braveheart. One of my favorite movies. Nice.
I remember that.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
Yep. Freedom.
And then you see Carv run over to the railings of the tower and leap off it and get catch his glide wing on the way down.
I actually wanted to use another quote from there in this game, but I didn't get a chance to. Like, if we were gonna, when we were disguised, if she was gonna pretend to not like Cyrans, I was gonna say like the only problem with Cyr is that it's full of Cyrans, which is like the King's line. The only problem with Scotland is that it's full of Scots in that movie.
Wow.
All right. Well, actually, the real problem is now it's full of friggin' monsters. All right. So, Kalyna and Carv are going to Dallon's Refuge to try to keep an eye on the Irtan estate.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my disguise hat to change because since he did see me in the bar in my disguise, Irtan. So I'm going to change, still having like different color dress, looking different, but still obviously looking very fancy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll stay looking human.
And so what is the rest of the group doing?
Right. So Tulthus, we were going to go and talk to try to find out some of his habits, right?
Well, we definitely could.
Was this the guard that we were going to go and see?
I thought we were going to. Well, who was going to meet with Cyrus?
I don't know.
I think that's what we were going to do.
Okay, so you two were going to go see the captain of the airship.
At least from my previous understanding, while Kalyna and Carv staked out Uthar.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to go visit with Cyrus. Just introduce yourselves and so that at least he knows at least two of the people that if you're on a burning building, he knows who to pick up.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
But then I would also like Tulthus. I'd like for us to run around to some of our different allies to just enlist their help to make sure the Cyrans are being protected, and to let them know that to create kind of like an observe and report on Uthar's actions.
Okay.
And if any of them are aware of the places that he goes and that sort of thing.
Sounds good. Once we meet up with the captain, we can cut our travel time to like a tenth of what it would normally be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
So I think we would be able to knock this out within half a day, probably.
Okay. So you head over into highest towers. You ask with the dockmaster, and he points out the Azure Wind to you. It is a beautiful ship.
Is it blue?
The ring of elemental fire is blue.
Ooh, swanky.
Nice. So yeah, it's definitely a nice looking vessel hovering next to one of the sky towers.
Very cool. Oh yeah. Slick.
All right. Wow. Yeah, let's happily approach that one.
So you make your way up, and you can see the crew moving around the deck, cleaning and scrubbing the ship. I mean, it looks very well cared for.
Very nice.
As far as it's obvious the crew takes pride in the ship.
Wow.
And on the other hand, there's actually a very dour-looking Karn on the deck. Eyes you coming up. He's at least 6 foot, and he's wearing a polished breastplate. Looks like he's been badly scarred on the left side of his face.
I assume he was a Karnathi veteran.
Don't know, but he certainly carries himself like he knows his way around a fight.
Okay.
And he's like, "State your business."
We have come to seek business with the captain of this ship, Cyrus de Lyrander.
And we've been sent directly by Cyran on very important business.
Okay. This way. And he leads you across the deck and knocks on a door towards the back of the ship. And a voice from inside, "Enter." And he opens the door for you to go in. Of course, the captain's cabin is not large, but there is a desk, and a cot that you can see.
I say, wow, this is huge! So much bigger than the last airship!
Yes, much larger than your room now.
The half-elf who rises from behind the desk is clearly older. There's streaks of gray in his hair, but his uniform is just pristine. Clearly he takes pride in what he does, and he walks over and offers a hand to each of you, and you notice that he walks with a slight limp in his left leg.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And was this the same Lyrander in relation to what was her name? Captain
Blaze?
Blaze. Yes.
No. This isn't Blaze's ship. He introduced himself. I'm Captain Cyrus de Lyrander, and I understand you are in need of some transportation to various places, though
yes.
I wasn't told the specifics.
Well, that's because we have many specifics, and unfortunately, in due time, these could easily change, just like the winds themselves.
And we're basically here to try to save the world, which I'm sure you've done many, many times, Captain Cyrus.
He says, "Save the world."
Well,
that I'm going to say that's a new one.
We're going to say at least protect and save this corner of the world. And Cyriana wants to help us do it. It could not be done without her, and it certainly could not be done without you, Captain Cyrus.
Believe it or not, he does speak the truth. Things are about to get very dire in due time.
Well, it's not as though we haven't seen some grim times.
Yes.
I know that I've met with Enmore before, and actually, it's very strange how I met him, and through him, Cyriana. You see, on the day of mourning, I was headed to pick up a nephew of a ranking member of House Civis in a small town on the edge of Seer. A little town called Lyrenton.
Say. That's very...
yeah?
Oh, sorry, continue.
No. I mean, if you have an out of character thing that you were like thinking.
Well, it's just sorry. Run the story by me one more time.
He said on the day of mourning, he was flying the Azure Wind to Lyrenton to pick up the nephew of a ranking member of House Civis. So he was on his way to pick up a gnome. From House Civis, who was in Lyrenton on the day of mourning. He says, I arrived to find Lyrenton under siege by Dargools.
Wow.
And I managed to get a group of people out of Lyrenton as the mists came rolling out from the heartlands of Seer.
Do you know what became of the Dargools?
I don't know. I got us out of there as quickly as I could.
Yes.
So from there, I traveled northeast, figuring that out of any place where they could just be without having to worry about too much, I was taking them to... because most of them were Cyran. I mean, certainly the nephew of the man, a member of House Civis, he wouldn't have had any problems.
Right.
But the others were not members of dragon-marked houses. I was flying us to Tantamar because I figured at least in Tantamar, the Lazars don't give a crap about they don't care about who you are. As far as it goes, they really do not care, who you are or what you've done. And we actually came across a stranded lightning rail north of Griffinclaw. So I don't know if you're on the map.
Yeah, it's... If I remember correctly, beep.
The group I was with, we saw that the head of the lightning rail was inside the mists, and the rear cars were extending out onto the rail, and it was under assault by Valinar.
Freaking elves, man.
Did someone say Valinar?
Yeah.
Why isn't Carv here?
The group asked me to stop, and they actually descended and rescued the people on the lightning rail, and we brought them aboard and transported them to Tantamar.
Were they anyone of note, or just random passerbys?
They were all Cyrans, returning home.
Oh.
Now, can we tell by looking at Captain Cyrus if Captain Cyrus is a Cyran?
Not
way to tell?
especially.
Okay.
Although he seems to have a slight Ondarian accent.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So it was in Tantamar that I met Enmore. Apparently, he was there waiting. He'd been there, from my discussion with him, he'd been waiting there several months.
Oh, wow.
Because Seriana sent him there to wait.
I do have to say, Enmore is very dedicated to what he does. Admirable.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And he really knows how to knock one back. Well, Captain Cyrus, as you have done in your past, we are certainly wrapped up into this whole big deal where we are trying to once again help save Cyrans, and specifically, and please keep this under wraps because we're not sure who to trust other than Cyrian and of course yourself and Enmore. But we are aware that Uthar is in a partnership with Kaimathest to try to destroy all Cyrans, and we are out to stop them.
Yes.
Okay. He says, I haven't heard the name Kaimathest before.
Oh,
what's the story there?
He is an exceptionally dangerous being. If you were
Right.
ever to come face to face with him, it's ill-advised to provoke attack, especially if you were the one to throw the first stone, per se.
Right. Not only ill-advised, but word is that he cannot attack you if you do not attack him. And I show my hand sketch of him to
just in case he tries to get on board.
And I say, granted, he's actually more attractive than this, but we really don't like him.
All I imagine is just a crudely drawn stick figure with like white hair and a scowl.
Right. And he likes to flatten him around. But anyway. But Seriana actually does not want him harmed. We are just out to stop him.
Essentially.
Interesting.
As we are also out to stop Uthar, but she said his demise isn't important or unimportant. We just need to do whatever we have to do to stop him.
Interesting. Well, certainly, my concern is with the safety of my crew and my ship.
Actually, yes. I was going to say you had a wide and truly professional menagerie of crewmen.
Well, save one, but he has his uses.
Let's see, was it the
Do
brute
tell.
of a man outside?
Rilhan? No. Rilhan's as steady as a rock. I was referring to Bellum, our ship's cook.
It's always the cook. Oh, man.
Well, we've got an omelet pan for him.
So the iron pan, the iron skillet will finally be a gift to someone who will use it.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Well, let me switch over to the other group quick here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, just before you do, though, I tell him, Well, we won't put you in danger, but I think we have somebody that would love to dangle from a rope to do some daring deeds.
Oh man, we should totally have an airship to airship battle. That would be fantastic.
Yep.
You know, there's some things you just have to do in Eberron.
Fight on top of a lightning rail, do ship to ship battles.
See, you've already got the lightning rail achievement unlocked.
True.
And the cardinal sin, you split the party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've done that twice now, I think.
Yep. All right.
Let's split it more. 3 ways.
Every man for himself.
What did I hear Carv say? He loves 3 ways.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Kalyna does a lot of stuff, but she's not having a 3-way with you and your dinosaur.
Oh.
It's okay if it's in a 3-way.
In the I don't know that song.
Can your
Anyway,
pixies polymorph my Darkwing into a human?
in the chat, Madrak and Chris Hadley are chatting along here, and Madrak is just looking at the our website and our characters because he was looking at Kalyna's spells. So thank you, sir. That's great. That's what people should be doing.
Nice.
Check out the things and get all the look at the spells and the weapons and all the other cool stuff we have.
Awesome.
So yes, well, as we've been making our way there, apparently Carv and Kalyna have been talking about trying to set Tulthus up with a nice Warforged lady. If you look at the chat, anyway.
And then the question should come up: how do we tell?
Right.
We haven't figured that part out.
Oh wait, it's the one without the battering ram.
It's the ones without the loincloths.
That just means they're not lucky.
Is it loin skirts?
Nuts and bolts.
All right. Yeah. No.
Mark.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way into Dallin's Refuge. And, I mean, you're able to keep an eye on the Irton estate. It takes a little while. You actually end up seeing Irton return to the estate. You don't know where he was before that. But at least, now that you know where he is, he's in the estate, and you spend a while taking turns, changing appearance to be able to keep an eye on what's going on. But it's not the most exciting work, certainly. I mean, you see servants come and go. You see, the watch make their rounds. You see members of the blade marks moving about. I mean, you're just looking at this, even appraising this place as somewhere to try and do criminal activities, and you're thinking it would be a pain in the ass to try and steal anything around.
Yeah, I'm regretting actually not swiping something when I was in there invisible.
Right, I'm taking this vase. It's coming with me.
Yeah, I really wish I took something.
So you spend a good while watching. He doesn't emerge again. But then again, thinking about it, he's got a lot of proxies he could work through. The house has numerous servants. So unless it's something he personally has to handle, he's probably not going to be out and about a whole lot. The advantage
Let's kidnap his servants.
Right. The next logical step. We're going from spying straight to kidnapping. What the hell?
By the way, in the chat, I think it was Chris who said, "Who could resist Tulthus's inner sex appeal?"
Right. Of course.
Oh man, beaches are the worst. All the sand gets into my moving parts.
All right.
So we
So-
what? We don't really see him do any kind of regular things he goes to, places he goes to, or anything.
Well, at least not this first night. No. I mean, you, like I said, you caught him as he was returning home. So it's probably more a question of where was he before that. Because he did leave originally after Kaimathest motioned you over. He left the table. You
Right.
don't know where he went after that. And so you saw him return from wherever he went.
Oh, because it's the same. It's the same night.
It's still the
isn't it? Or
same
is it?
day.
Okay.
I'll
It's
use
just on
survival.
towards evening.
To reverse track where he was from.
Your psychic powers are not that good.
Nate, that was great. Your last thing you just wrote.
Why? Okay. So it's getting into the evening. You know, the people on the street, that's starting to thin out, which of course is going to start to make you more conspicuous. So the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to try and watch through the night, or also you haven't actually arranged for a meetup with the rest of the group?
I can go fly there and arrange a meetup with them. Jeff, if you want to keep an eye.
Can you maybe see if Enmore can take over for the night or something? And I'll stay here.
Does
Enmore?
Carv
Okay.
know where Enmore's... Carv doesn't know where Enmore's office is. I mean, you
I'll
can
tell
tell
him.
him.
I'll tell him. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's down a bit. That's I think in Middle Tavix.
Sure. I'll go there. See if he can. We're splitting up even more now.
Hey!
There you go.
Chances for people to die.
Random encounter.
Okay, so since there's this many split up, it would be 3 ways. But if we all decided to split up, it would be scatter.
All right. So basically, you need to go to Underlook in Middle Dura, which is Enmore's, where Enmore's office is.
Oh, I must be right back.
Which, you going there, it's clear that the district has seen better days. It's a little run down, a little shabby. Not like scary to kind of be out on the street, but you keep your hand on your weapon just to be safe. And you find Enmore Investigations. And the windows are boarded up, but there's light inside. And it looks like somebody shot the door at some point with a crossbow. But
It's like shot. They got guns here? Crap.
no. I mean, there's some dings in the door. But it looks to be a solid door.
Okay. So do I knock, I guess?
Yeah, walk up and knock.
I'll knock. Yeah.
Okay. The door opens, and Enmore looks down at you. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Salutations.
He's like, come on, come,
What does he
come on
think
in.
he's?
We were hoping you could aid us in watching Uthar, right?
Uthar? Yeah.
Uthar. Over the night.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could do that. He says, just give me a second. He's like, wait a minute. This is gonna be up in Dalen's Refuge, isn't it? All right. Hey,
Don't you have a nice suit?
Gonna have to clean up.
yeah. I'm gonna have to clean up. Okay. Right.
I'm right there with them.
He's okay. Whereabouts are you guys hanging out? I'll come to you. But yeah, where can I find you?
I'll tell him roughly this spot we're at. I've been using. I'm not
Okay.
sure exactly what that is.
Yeah. You describe it, and you're like, okay, all right, and yeah, I know. All right. So he's like, yeah, go let Kalyna know. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you make your way back, and after a little while, there is an armored figure, coming down the street, and makes his way over, and he's wearing like chainmail, and sword.
I'm seeing
and
this.
such. Yeah, you guys are.
Okay.
There's a guy in chainmail and a sword coming your way, and on the left shoulder there's a mark for the blade marks, House Deneth's crest, and he pulls off the helmet, and it's Enmore.
There's no one else who can overhear us, right?
No, nobody nearby.
Oh, so I'm back with Jeff, and he
Yeah,
just
you
clean.
get back up, and I said after
It's
a
like
little
I wasn't
while,
really talking anymore. He's here.
All right, so Kalyna will say, "Oh wow, look at you looking all fancy."
It's all clean
Yeah,
up.
well, one way to blend in this part of the world is look like you're one of the mercs.
All right, that sounds.
All right. Well, anyway, we saw
Apologies.
Urtan go in a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out since then.
Really?
Okay. Well, I can keep watch the rest of the night. Yeah, I'll just make like I'm patrolling, just like all the other idiots around here. So, what are we looking for specifically? Just if he goes anywhere?
Yeah, we're trying to find out kind of his habits, if he has, certain things he does every day. So we're looking for an opportunity where we might be able to get him more or less alone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or track any co-conspirators, perhaps too.
Yeah, see who he meets with.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet, though, he's not going to meet anybody near here. Too close to the family. If he's going to meet somebody, he's going to meet someone somewhere else in the lower districts, or even if he meets them in person at all. You said you guys got Straff.
Yeah, he's in the what's the guards called again?
Well, the
Watch?
guards of the Sharn Watch.
Yeah.
The King's
No, but
Citadel
The
is...
Citadel's who has him, though, right?
Yeah, the Citadel's the one who
Yeah.
has
Well, yeah, the Citadel has him locked up.
Okay. Because I would bet you that Straff was probably his middleman for a lot of stuff. So you definitely, I'm sure you've crippled what he's able to do, at least until he can get somebody else to be his errand boy.
You're probably right.
So go get some rest. I'll see you in the morning.
All right, we'll bring back donuts.
Good.
I guess Carv already has. So here you go.
All righty. So you now have a free night if you want to do something other than sleeping. That sounded rather conspiratorial.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, it's just you and me. We haven't met up with the other two yet, right?
No.
And I assume while they, let's see, if they are going to rest up, because I think me and Finn had plans to basically meet up with and converse with several people we've encountered previously to hopefully just thwart any more efforts.
Right. I mean, I'd love to meet up with the widow, even though I know Inmore was meeting with her. Go, and have Jameson and Elaine discuss things with the watch.
Yeah.
Woods, go and see if they can help out with the water and food supply, both in New Seer and in High Walls.
Well, so Somnus, I mean, do you want us to have us do all this, or just kind of say like we did all this and this is what happened?
Right. Okay. We can kind of give a rundown of some of the stuff. All right. As to trying to find the widow, nobody seems to know where she is.
Ooh.
Now, admittedly, like I said, nobody asked Enmore.
Yeah, I wish we'd done that before we left.
But you didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah.
Well, we can send him a quick message, just a quick post.
Well, you're going to see him in the morning, or at least someone's going to.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, the widow seems to come and go anyway. So as to like the druids are kind of far away.
All right.
They're the ones out towards the Eldine reaches. Not to say that you couldn't send word to them or try to reach out to them to come and help in Sharn.
Right.
But you don't really know local druids. But I mean, other than Melvin, who's out at the
right at the mansion. Dealing with the bird.
And certainly, if you wanted to go out to the mansion to talk with Jameson, you have an airship to get you there in very short order.
Yeah.
Okay. While you're there and talking with Jameson, and so what did you want Jameson to do? Just reaching out, spread the word, to any of the Watchers who were still deciding to remain active or involved.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the big thing, and that we're aware of a conspiracy that's trying to take out the Cyrans, and if they could come and offer protection here and High Walls, anyone that Jameson feels could be trusted with this.
Yes.
Are we all back there, by the way, or just those two?
Well, at this point, it's those two. I mean, they were at the airship, so they have the opportunity to do some things.
Yeah.
They could have easily gone to the mansion and back with the airship, in the time that you were on watch.
But also, we want
widow,
to.
You all could have gone to see about the widow, and you basically just couldn't find her or find anyone who knew where she was.
Peculiar.
So, of course, let Jameson know that we're trying to find information. We're trying to track Uthar, and if any of his men are familiar with his habits, or a mistress, or any of his vices.
Mister. In the chat, by the way, our old buddy Brett De Silva, who plays Ekamon, who used to be in our game.
Oh, hey!
Good to hear from you, Brett.
He says, "Yeah, visit the Druids. They're great, awesome forest."
Let's just say he had a hands-on experience.
Yes.
Sightseeing at the edge of madness.
And you can still read about his character Ekamon, who was in most of our shows on our website, supergeekedup.com, and then click the D&D tab.
And may return at some point. I have not forgotten Ekamon. There is more to that tale.
So So can I send a delivery to Ekamon that's like a snowball with a note attached and say, "Did this survive?" Just kidding. What?
That's actually fairly humorous. I like that.
And so Ekamon gets a box with water in it.
Why is this note wet?
Right.
He can't read the writing because it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a box.
Ah.
Okay.
Also a note that says, "Hey, does your patron know where an Uthar ear ton is?"
Well, we know where he
take
is.
him down?
We just need to know how to take him down. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Eventually,
we, I guess, reconvene back in the city, looking for each other.
Now, the other thing while you were at the mansion, Cassandra mentions that she would like to talk with Kalyna.
Good. I was just saying I wanted to go back. I was actually just want to go back and see her, to be honest with you. So that's perfect.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's certainly something that can be done. Now, as to Jameson, he says that the members of the Watchers he would trust with any assignment. I mean,
Right.
You're talking about a group of people who were protecting the world from a horrible demonic tome. Protecting
Right.
Cyrans from assassins is kind of low grade when you've been, trying to hide things from demons.
Speaking of demons, in the chat, Brett says, "LOL, no snowballs in hell," and then Madrek says, "Sandwich and Eldritch Blast coming soon," which is what Echamon's two favorite things.
Eldritch sandwiches here soon.
Yes.
I don't want those sandwiches. A taste of madness in every bite.
In Zoriat, the sandwich eats you.
Yes, exactly.
Giant tentacles in the sandwich that slap you in the face.
Yeah.
Those aren't pimento olives, those are eyes.
Oh, God. Gross.
I hate calamari.
Scream, "This sandwich sucks," and there's suckers sticking to your face and tongue.
No, it literally sucks.
Alrighty.
We
So
will definitely, yeah.
I was actually going to head back to there anyway, but should I just wait till I meet up with them and then they'll tell me that message that she wants to see
Yeah,
me?
I mean, we're pretty freeform at the moment.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you meet up with them later. You get to meet Cyrus and Rilhan, and of course, it's late into the evening a little bit. Everybody's probably a little hungry, so you make your way down to the galley because why not? You're on the ship, right?
Lovely.
And so
We meet the amazing chef.
you get. I mean, it smells amazing in the galley. I mean, it smells good. You don't know what is being cooked, but you want some. It smells wonderful. And you're like looking around, you hear things rattling around, but you don't see anything, from the behind the counter.
Is it this is by chance a very small person?
And then all of a sudden, it's like you see a person start to slowly appear over the edge of the counter as a halfling comes into view.
Yep.
Hey,
And it's just like you're basically watching his head slowly appear like he's walking up a ramp to where he gets to the counter, which is built for human size. And as you get closer to him, there's this strong smell of alcohol, and certainly his clothing is spattered with unknown substances.
So,
But he's smiling, and he's got a holy symbol of the sovereign host hanging around his neck. And he's like,
Irish.
and And he's like, well, so you must be the new folks who are going to be riding around with us.
Indeed, we are now 2 new occupants of this ship, soon to be 4.
No, we're with you now.
You're all there. This is
Ah.
later in the evening.
Okay.
Hey, I didn't cast invisibility. I'm standing right next to you.
My mistake.
I'm Bellum, and I cook the food and annoy the captain. So, what can I get you? What's it's certainly tonight. We've got some spicy food from Thrain that I was experimenting with. We've got my homebrew ale that I've also been working on perfecting. I think I got it. Only a few of the crewmates passed out trying it. So I think I've got it toned down to where it'll be all right. And certainly, if you've got any favorite foods, let me know, and I'll try to have them on hand.
Well, I like things spicy, so give me some of that frame food, and I'll try the ale too.
Okay. All right. Certainly. All right. So he dishes out what would be kind of similar to like a curry. It's good. It's very good. And the ale is strong. Probably a little too strong. I mean, but it's not bad. Certainly, you imagine that there's probably some dwarves who'd be quite happy with it at its current level.
There's nothing wrong with the high alcohol content. But,
That's some potent stuff.
Tulthus would like to ask if we should keep him away from open flames.
He says, no, they got open flames back here. I got to cook with something.
Well, how much of that ale could I consume without you getting angry?
How much do you want?
Oh, as much as I can handle. I've yet to test my limit.
Don't give him anything. He'll just eat it all.
Wait. Tulthus, you don't drink things, do you?
Yes. He's tried various things, especially that one time with the wine. I forget what that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Of course you forget. You drank it all.
What do halflings from the plains eat?
Lots of different things. There's a lot of different dishes. I mean, their stuff tends to be a lot of roasted things, but of course, remember that House Galhandra is the
House of hospitality
with the mark of hospitality. So the best restaurants and inns bear the seal of House Galhandra. So they know their food and drink and creature comforts. But
So I'll let him know I'm from the plains and see if there's some specialty he can make for me or something.
he says, I don't have all the stuff at the moment to do something good and right from the plains, but I can get it. I can absolutely get it here. He says, I'll fix you up. Certainly, it's been a while since I've seen another of us on board. Mostly all these tall folk want to ride around them.
I know, they take up so much space.
I know, right? And get rid of a few more people, I could have more barrels.
Guess who's
And,
bunking together? Just kidding.
So he actually brings out a good few more mugs for Tulthus.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, Tin Man, let's see it.
All right. Let's see. Tulthus stares down the first set of mugs, picks up one, and quickly slugs it back. Does he feel any different afterwards?
You feel it, but you're still doing okay.
And you said it tastes all right?
What's that?
You said it tastes all right? He makes the comment of, this is acceptable, and then throws another one back.
All right, let's see the con save.
Oh boy, here we go. This is what I was hoping for.
All right. You're still doing good.
How many more left?
Carv.
hey.
Slowly back.
Timber!
All right, let's see the third.
All right. Well, he picks up the third one, sloshes it around a bit. He's really trying to, understand the taste of how it was made, because he's tried a few different alcoholic drinks, and they all seem to be made from different sources. This one, what would you say it's contrived from?
He says it's a mix of things, but I was going for kind of an apple flavor to it. It's
Most
sort of
excellent.
there.
Yes. Indeed, it is more than just acceptable. It is very acceptable. Glug.
All right. At this point, we're gonna say it's a straight save. No mod. So just a D20.
Okay. This should be good.
Tulthus is knocked on his ass.
Tulthus finishes the thing, sets it down, and goes flat on the floor.
Wow. That's the first time I've seen that happen.
Funk.
That is some
Bellum
strong
kinda-
stuff.
Bellum kind of leans over the counter, is like, "Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that too."
Wonderful.
It's like, I
Yep.
probably should have thought about this ahead of time. How the hell are we gonna move him?
Oh, we're not.
Yeah,
We're
we'll just leave him here for the night.
He'll be fine.
Can we like draw on his face?
Did you actually say that?
Oh yeah.
It's
Bellum,
the critical fail. That's what the drawing's for.
and Bellum's like, just wait a minute. I'll get the stuff.
So this is really dumb, and I'm sorry, but I say, wait, I've got an idea, and I
God.
summon my pixies, and I go ahead and try to have him like changed into a turtle, something like that, like a little turtle thing. So polymorph him into a turtle, and then take him and sit him wherever we want.
And the alcohol content kills the turtle outright.
Oops. Oh, you get to play a new character.
He's back into himself.
Well, no, he just changed back into the Warforged.
All right. So they do it 8 times and give up. Oh, well, he's staying there.
So Bellum actually brings out a small paint kit. He says, I was working on trying to sell some of my brews, and I was working on labels. Seems I'm better with the alcohol than with the label design. So, but these should work if you want to, give him a mustache.
Well, will this stuff wash off?
Maybe?
Just do it anyway.
I draw a penis on the side of his face.
Oh, I was gonna draw one.
Towards his mouth.
I was gonna draw one where his penis would have been. Actually.
Oh,
You
you
wouldn't
can do
notice
that
it for a
too.
while, that's for
Or
sure.
just do a smiley face or something.
Yeah. Well, if it's not, we don't know if it's gonna come off. I don't think let's not do that.
Once I see Kalyna do that, I go ahead and just start drawing penises all over him.
Oh man, it builds character, guys.
Right?
He's metal. It's not like you can't get some paint remover and use it on him.
That's right.
It'll come off.
It would be worse for a person.
As a matter of fact, I think we can use exactly what he just drank on a rag and it would take anything off.
You know what? Actually, yeah, that would work. Paint thinner is
Probably
mostly alcohol, I think.
Here you go.
Well, if it'll come off, she probably will actually draw a penis under his loincloth then.
All right. Go ahead and
All
draw
right.
underneath.
So you want to go ahead and have Cyrus fly back out to the mansion?
Well, I'm assuming they told me about Cassandra wants to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wink.
Oh yeah, let's go. Hey, Carv, I'm going to introduce you to my mom.
Okay.
Whoa! Wow!
Before I go, I want to put like on his chest or whatever, Warforged Girls magnet and an arrow down.
Oh, perfect.
And then I'm going to put a magnet on the cock that Kalyna drew.
And then, by the way, this is perfect because Madrak in the chat said now would be the time to find some drunk chick and hook up Tulthus.
There you go.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, but nothing really works. It's just drawn on.
You'd get to put the portable ram to use. I mean,
All right.
I don't want to meet that girl. I don't.
Like an ogre? Ogres?
if the shoe fits.
Wow.
Okay, what about your mom?
Ow! Yeah, Kalyna, is your mom into Warforged? Because you know.
No, she definitely is not. But yeah, Carv, no, this is Cassandra's my adopted mother, and we rescued her from a horrible imprisonment not too long ago.
Okay. Let's go meet her.
All right. So you make it back out to the estate, no problem. You get to enjoy, standing on the deck of the airship as you sail through the sky. Certainly a nice experience, kind of relaxing, as long as you don't get too worried about, the distance between you and the ground.
I tie a rope to the side and throw it overboard and say, "Hey, Kalyna, want to go swinging?"
Do we want to hook up with a lot of ladies and men? Sure.
No, I meant swinging from this rope.
Well,
just for the
if
fun
that drink wasn't so powerful, I might do that actually, but I'm a little tipsy.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. So, you arrive at the manor. It's much as you remember it. There's different some different stuff there, just from expansions and things that Melvin's been messing with.
Oh, Melvin, forgot about him.
Yeah, and I think we should give definitely. What's the name of the chef? Is it Cullum? What?
Bellum.
Oh,
Bellum. Sorry,
yeah,
I need to write
Bellum
that down.
is the ship's cook.
Yeah, so let's give Bellum a kegger or two from our brewery.
Oh, he'd like that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So you head on into the house, and of course, Jameson's happy to see you all. You going to be staying tonight?
Yep.
Okay. Of course, you introduce him to Carv.
Oh yeah, I forgot you don't know anybody. Carv, why don't you know all these people? Anyway, Jameson, this is our new party member, Carv.
Salutations.
He likes to party.
He says salutations a lot.
Good to meet you, Carv.
Someone told me it's a fancy word to say.
Oh, I got some other words I can teach you.
He says, well, certainly I will get a room prepared for you.
And somebody needs to wait, do we have Tulthus with us or no?
No, he's out on the ship.
There's Kaimathest.
That's right. Okay, he's knocked out. Good.
He's sleeping it off on the floor.
Right.
Prophecy.
He got too cocky. We sent him on. We're having him stay on board. Cocky bastard.
And Jameson looks to Kalyna. I'm assuming that Cassandra's message reached you.
Yes, where is she?
She's in her room.
All right.
So-
I'm gonna go. I'll tell Carv. I'll introduce you guys later, and I'll rush off to the room.
Melvin kind of staggers by drunk, and makes makes his way out towards the brewery that's been set up.
Good job, Melvin. Keep doing what you're doing.
He's like, and he's like goes on out.
Halfling weed for me.
He's like, okay, I got plenty. So
Yeah.
you get to Cassandra's room. The door is open. She's actually sitting reading, and she looks up to see Kalyna, and is like, "Oh, I'm so happy you made it back here. How's everything been going?"
Well, first she'll rush over and hug her.
She gives you a big hug.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She's like, "So tell me, what have you been up to?"
Well, all right. I won't do it. I say everything we've been up to, obviously, but
Right.
Whatever. I'll fill her in and be like,
The Cliff Notes.
yeah, I'll give her the cliff notes. Ooh, and I learned this new spell, invisibility. I turned invisible, and it was amazing. Until I read this terrible letters this asshole sent. He's trying to kill everybody, and we're trying to stop him.
Oh, good gods. That's terrible. She says, I wish I could help. And unconsciously she kind of covers the stump of her missing hand. But she says, I wanted to give you something. Okay. It took me a little while to get it. It was in the keeping of House Kandaric. And so I had to get access to it, which I was able to do here in Charm.
That's one of the dragon marked houses.
Yes, House Kandaric is the Bankers Guild.
Okay.
They're the ones who have the safety deposit boxes that can be accessed anywhere that there's a House Kandaric enclave.
Okay, right.
She says, when your father, I know that you have questions about your mom, I know that we left things kind of badly originally. When your father put you in my care, he didn't really want you to know a lot of things about your mother. And at the same time, he really didn't tell me much of anything. So I'm sorry that I don't have a lot to give you as far as that. The few things that I found over time was that the reason you never really got to see your mother had something to do with your grandmother. For whatever reason, your father was leery of your grandmother. I found that out just inside things. But I knew that your father kept a safety deposit box with House Kandaric. And I went there just to see if maybe he had set it up for me to be able to get at it. And he had. And in it was a note to me that if you had questions, to give you this box. And he apparently left it for you. And she hands over the box, and it's still tied shut.
How big is it?
It's small. I mean, it's like,
Okay. All right, so I'll untie it and open it.
It's a ring, and it's a very ornate ring. In fact, you're fairly certain it's a signet ring.
What's on it? Or
It's a design, and you're not exactly sure. there's certain sigils and stuff that were for some of the houses. They didn't necessarily use an animal or heraldic beast as their, at least for their signet rings. Okay. I'm trying to think. Do you have knowledge history, don't you?
Let me see here. Yes, I'm good in history.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll history.
All right. And
Okay.
not the worst.
Not the worst. No, certainly not. You're not. I mean, there's so many noble houses, but you're pretty sure if you went to one of the libraries in Charn, you'd be able to figure it out.
So I think this is the sigil of a noble house.
Quite possibly.
But I don't have any idea like what nation it may be from, right?
No, but if you can find the name, you can find where it's from.
Okay. I'll obviously show it to Cassandra and ask her, do you have any idea what this is or means?
She looks at it and kind of puzzles over it, and she says, I mean, it's not from one of the dragon marked houses. It has to be one of either a powerful merchant house or maybe one of the noble houses. But it's not one of the ones I recognize.
Holy shit. You mean I might be nobility?
She says, maybe so. You come to think about it, that might actually explain a lot.
What do you mean?
Your father wasn't exactly the most reputable man. Think about the fact that if he were to have, a relationship with a noble daughter, that might not have been well received. Certainly, it makes sense to me that your grandmother might have stepped in and threatened him.
Because you think my real mom was a noble, and then her mother didn't want her to have anything to do with my father.
It would make sense. He also, for a good while, he had a fair bit of money to care for you and to get transportation away from Corvair.
So it's possible you're saying it was all my mother's mother who didn't want it, not necessarily my mother herself who didn't want a part of my life.
This is guesswork.
Yeah.
But it would fit with what I know. Now, of course, who knows? There may be more to it. But it's something at least.
I had no idea. My father never mentioned that. Of course, he died, obviously, when I was very young.
I know. And like I said, he was tight-lipped about it the whole time. I only got very little bits and pieces. But you have a ring. And if you can figure out the house, you may have family out there who might know more.
Okay, so she'll say, thank you for sharing this with me. And she'll hug Cassandra again and say, even if I find my real mother, you'll always be the mother who raised me.
She hugs you tight. She says, I'll always be here for you. So, what are your plans now, Kalyna?
Go to Mount Doom! Mount Doom!
Cast it in quickly!
So, by the way, that's some funny chat going on there. Yeah, Finn actually can be now he can be the noble crier, like he was pretending last week.
I don't know. I think
Right.
he'd get fired within a few days.
That's true. You're right.
Or
he would.
assassinated.
Or-
That's true.
Lady Kalyna, she's super hot.
Like another noble just assassinated him and not me. Just like I couldn't stand your crier.
He offends me so.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
She calls me offensive all the time.
Nice. Ooh, I don't. Yeah, wow, that's a big shocker. Certainly, wow, it's very different. She obviously grew up like trying to just get by.
Yeah. Might have to do some research.
Yes. Well, she definitely is going to want to do that. I mean, obviously, probably not right this minute since we're.
It's a little late at night to do that.
Yeah, and also
Right now.
and we're in the middle of this other stuff. But yeah.
It may not take you that long, but
Okay.
certainly it's something that you could do. Again,
she definitely wants to.
getting into one of the Sharn libraries, and spending a little time researching noble families. I mean, it certainly you can also ask the staff to help you. So
In the library, you mean?
yeah, ask the staff in the library. Certainly there's going to be people who are more familiar with noble houses and certain sections of history and so on than others. So if you get to the right person, you might find it pretty quickly.
Also,
Carv and I
she's
are
definitely going to want to do that.
Carv and I are hoping that Uthar is not your father.
Yes. I don't think it's a Star Wars situation. Well, particularly since, well, I actually would fail. Like I said, he tried to kill me, but Vader almost kind of kills Luke at Empire. Like,
Very true.
I'll be like, guys, I must go save Urton. I feel the good in him. I could turn him back.
Only with this group, I can just picture the meeting after. Yeah, fuck that. Let's go get him.
Right. Sorry about your dad, Kalyna. He's
Tulthus, you're really my brother.
dead.
He fell down He fell down and beat himself to death.
Yeah. And it was off an airship.
Pizza the Hut.
Oops.
So, you going to share this with the rest of the class, or are you going to keep this to yourself?
Yeah, we don't know nothing.
That's interesting. Hey, Tulthus, there he is. Okay. Yeah.
Tulthus is still on the floor.
Actually, you know what? Right now, she's going to keep it to herself, actually, because I think it's so much for her to process. She's still got to kind of work through in her head a little bit first.
Okay. All right. Another thing about some of the signet rings, their designs and things only show up when they're worn by someone from the family. They're magically keyed to family members.
Oh.
Do I know that?
You would know that as a thief. Oh yeah, you'd know that.
All right. Well, wait. Well, I guess I'm still with Cassandra. Can I just say I tried it on then and see if anything happened?
And it did. It lit up. It glows faintly while there's more to the sigil when you're wearing it.
And that means like it only happens if it's somebody like of the bloodline.
Yeah, only someone of the family. If you gave it to Finn to put on, it wouldn't.
Which I never would do.
Happen.
But, okay. Because then it would be gone.
I'm gonna have to wash this for a week.
No, he would sell it like for profit. It's like a Ferengi.
Fair enough.
All
Fair enough. I'm not offended.
Nothing wrong with Frankie.
right.
Frankie, you're awesome.
That's right. You know how to make a profit.
So,
And obviously, I'm gonna keep it somewhere very safe, out of sight. Though. After
gotcha. All right. So, the next day, because you have a chance to sleep, Tulthus,
Mm.
the world is uncomfortable.
My own thoughts are uncomfortable at this point.
It appears that there is someone with a tiny hammer slamming against the insides of your skull. The ringing of an anvil.
It's a
I've
little
been
pixie.
invaded by gremlins.
It's a little pixie just knocking on.
I asked Bellum if he can brew up like a Bloody Mary for my friend, a little hair of the dog, to help him out. Here, drink this, Tulthus.
You Tulthus, you open your eyes mostly to Bellum looking down at you from the counter. Hey, precious, how you doing?
Terribly.
Are we all there with him or no?
You're probably down. The airship's hovering above the mansion.
Okay. So we're good. Yeah.
You guys were staying down below.
Right.
Certainly the rooms are more comfortable in the mansion than on the airship.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I see where you went wrong. The drink was more alcohol than apple.
He's like, yeah, I kind of been thinking that too. But it's a shame to let it go to waste.
That is undoubtedly true.
Oh no, he's gonna start drinking some more.
Now Bellum can write a little tagline underneath his new brew: "Knocks Warforged on their ass."
Actually, that's not a bad name.
No,
at least as a
I don't
slogan.
know.
As a slogan.
Yeah. Let's see. So
This thing will hammer a Warforged.
Yep.
All right. So, what do you want to do today? Obviously, Jameson fixes breakfast for everyone. So you have a nice breakfast. Jameson,
Well,
of course,
Actually,
Tulthus comes down from the airship.
Kalyna's gonna say actually, hey guys, I gotta go take care of something real early here. I'll meet up with you later. She'll scoot off.
cool.
okay.
And Somnus, just to bring this up, not that I want to rush this at all, but I'm realizing we have 8 minutes left-ish.
Oh, yes.
So I'm sure you're okay. Great.
He's got it. He's the master of time.
Okay, great.
Chronos.
Oh,
You guys
wow.
mentioned elves before? Is there talk of the elves?
Not
No?
where you could hear.
Oh, okay, never mind. I just dream about them.
Every night you dream of your tribe being murdered.
Yes.
Right.
Ah.
The elves were mentioned to Finn and Tulthus.
Yes, over by Griffin Claw.
No, I think you were just mentioning to me, Carv, that you thought Cassandra was really hot, right?
I saw that.
For a tall one.
Yeah, you're lucky Kalyna didn't hear that.
Oh, okay.
Better go make sure she's safe.
Carver's a pervert. I didn't know that.
Hey, so what? Your mom can be attractive.
No, I think she is attractive actually.
Right?
So that's actually a compliment. She is attractive.
Yes, there, right?
Yeah.
Well, geez, I guess the next few steps of our journey would be.
I think it's continuing to stake out Uthar, trying to find where he goes, what he does.
I guess before she left, she'll maybe say Carv can go meet
Gotta
Enmore,
relieve.
and she'll go meet him later on.
He might have information. Who knows?
Okay. So you guys are flying back to Sharn. And then from there, heading to your different tasks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yep. And is anyone telling, Tulthus about his all the drawings. All
Oh, he's
over it?
completely unaware. Usually he doesn't investigate his own being unless there's, something painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. If he doesn't notice before we're actually going to go, I'll say, "Oh, wait a second," and I get a rag from Bellum and put some of the apple teeny on it, and I say, "All right, Tulthus, time to get shiny again."
Oh, I can't wait to see you rub it where his penis is.
Yeah, although Tulthus, you did notice that some of the crew were staring at you.
He has no idea why, but
Like, that must be my amazing physique here.
Right.
And I say, "Oh, Tulthus, you dribbled a little bit last night. Let me get that off of your entire body."
Now, certainly, as he begins wiping things away, you're beginning to see the drawings on the lower part.
right. Curious, where did these markings come from?
Is this war paint?
Did we have combat last night and I just not recall?
It's a side effect of the alcohol.
And I mutter to myself, "It's so sad that he doesn't even know what this is." Poor Tulthus.
It looks as though I have a strong spear painted above my lower region.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they look kind of like sausages to me.
That one looks like my portable ram.
Yes, Tulthus. The portable ram war paint.
Alrighty.
It's a tradition when somebody has too much to drink and falls asleep.
So who's going to meet up with Enmore?
I can.
I think Carv, right? Yeah.
Okay, so Carv's going to meet up with Enmore. What is the plan for Tulthus and Finn? I know where Kalyna's going.
Yeah, essentially
Right.
just follow them around town for the most part.
We'll stake out. I mean, before we do, though, I ask Kalyna if she's not going to go and I mean, I don't know where you're going, but before you head out, we're going to go and track Uthar. How would you feel about allowing Tulthus to borrow your hats until you meet up with us again? Just so he can be disguised and
Yeah, I have a lot of hats. What do you want, a nice lady hat?
and not your disguise hat, so Tulthus isn't hulking around.
And I'll give him my disguise hat.
Okay.
All right, I think that's a good idea.
All right. So you stake out the area of Dallon's Refuge around the Irtan estate, keeping an eye on things. And Kalyna makes her way to. Which library? I mean, were you wanting to go to like the library at Moorgrave, or?
Moorgrave is where we were before, right? That one time.
That's the university that's in Upper Sharn.
Yeah, we went there that one time. I remember, right?
Yeah, you've been there. You went there once, and you researched Dolgons there, and certainly not bad odds at a university that there might be someone with some expertise in heraldry.
Oh, I think there will be there at the university.
Certainly could be. I mean,
and is that one of the best libraries in Sharn?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll go back there then. It was pretty helpful last time.
Yeah. So you talk about over with the librarian what you're looking for, and he gives some suggestions, and you make your way up and start working your way through the books. Go ahead and roll. You roll history with advantage.
Oh, all right, nice. How come advantage? Just curious.
The books,
because they're helping.
You've got access to reference guides and things. There we go.
All right, that's pretty good.
You find a match.
Hot damn.
All right. Your own.
Onem, O-N-E-M?
Yes. They are a Cyran noble house.
Oh shit! Somebody called it in the chat. Marks, I think.
Ooh, I called it.
Did somebody say predictions?
Marks is actually really good at predicting things, by the way, folks. Like with TV shows and other stuff. Yeah.
Yes, they were a influential Cyran noble house. Their home estates were in Metrol, the capital of Cyr.
Wow.
There, the information that you're seeing about them, they were highly placed. They were, part of the court in Cyr.
Actually, Metrol, that was where Tulthus was forged, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In the Calyna forges in Metrol.
So that was the capital of Cyr, you said?
Yes.
So like the largest city probably there?
Yep.
And they were like one of the higher up noble houses, you're saying?
Yes.
Now, was there a king or queen of Cyr? Is that how it worked in that?
Oh,
nation,
yes.
or?
Oh, yes.
Is there still a king or queen of New Cyr or anything?
There is there is the prince in exile. Basically, okay. There is a Prince Weinarm, who would be king if Cyr still existed. He's the only known member of the royal family from Cyr that has survived.
Okay. And let's see. I guess does the book tell me anything else?
There's stuff about different aspects about the house. They were highly involved in the politics, charity work. It's not like a detailed rundown of like the lineage or anything, but it's general information about the noble house. They had involvements in magical artistry. So they were associated to some degree with Cannith.
With Cannith?
House Cannith.
Okay.
The mark of making. The ones who created the Warforged. The family did have a talent for artifice.
Oh, Nate. Hey, so see, her mother could have created you, and then you are kind of like her brother.
Oh. Plot twist.
Now, if a member of the noble house had developed the dragon mark, they would have had to choose. They either would have to remain nobility or basically give up all noble title and claim the Cannith name. Because the dragon marked houses are neutral completely. The dragon marked houses cannot own land. They can't basically they can't have noble title. They are their own entity. So they lease the land from the royals that they operate in.
Okay. But you said it doesn't give any names or lineage, right?
No, this book doesn't get into the lineages. This is like you've found a book that's like general information on Cyran noble houses, and is going down the lists of different names and houses and where they were from, and general information. Now, certainly, now that you know the family name, you could go looking for a book on the lineage.
I would definitely want to do that. Yes.
Right, but certainly that's something for another time.
All right.
And that's where we stop tonight.
All right. Woohoo! Kalyna is a noble.
That is awesome. It's like playing the Star Wars campaign and finding out you're a Skywalker.
Kind of right.
Although
that was an awesome twist, man.
This certainly comes with some complications.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh, that right. The fact that she's apparently half Cyran. Apparently,
she's a Cyran, and lo and behold, guess who's trying to kill all of them?
Yeah.
So that information must never be revealed.
My mortal enemy.
It's gonna make for awkward meetings.
Right. Maybe hide the signet ring when you're around Kaimathest.
Yeah.
Right. So you go to the next meeting and Tulthus is like, guess what?
Oh my God! You'll never believe it.
Alrighty.
Right. Well, that's exciting. Cool.
Yeah, very. Ooh, man.
All right. Well, yeah. So that is going to do us for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Everybody who watched live and was commenting along. We really appreciate it. Madrak, Chris, and Tom from our Star Wars show, all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. And if you're watching in post, of course, we love that as well. We will be back, as far as I know, right, next Monday. You guys are good with that, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is the day after Christmas, but we'll be back. So
it's wonderful. I got the day off.
Oh, perfect. So we'll be back next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Our Saturday night Star Wars show, we are off for a couple weeks because it's going to be Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Those are usually on. We'll be back January 7th. Super Geeked Up returns January 4th at 11 p.m. Eastern. So our geeky shenanigans will resume there. And supergeekedup.com, of course, is where you can get all this stuff. Like I said, for this show and other shows, all the different character information and the synopses of past episodes and character sheets, lots of fun stuff, drawings. So there's plenty of stuff up there to check out.
And those NPCs.
Oh, yes. I was on that page tonight.
Tons of NPCs. Plus the synopses from previous episodes in case someone missed something. It was like, when did Kalyna become royalty?
Right. Now they know. It was episode 28.
Whoa!
Now she's not just acting like it.
Right.
Oh, man. She doesn't have to be, she doesn't have to pretend to be one anymore.
There you go.
So I don't mind being a royal crier, but you're going to have to pay me.
Well, first I got to find out if we have any money left. I guess. I got to see. I got to find out. I got to find out if the family's even around or who's left in it.
Oh, man.
Hopefully that bastard Kaimathest hasn't already killed my family.
Well, you still know somebody's around.
Oh, right. What was the girl's name? What's her title?
Jaeladarin, the Keeper of the Flame.
Right. The keeper said you're going to meet both your mothers, I think, right? At some point,
Yeah.
she said.
Yeah. Well, there's those synopses. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good. So they're good. My mom's still alive. All right, cool. One last thing for you before we do some other links. My web series, Super Knocked Up, which is an action comedy about a supervillain gets pregnant by her superhero nemesis, just went up on Amazon Video last week. So if you check it, thank you. And season 2 will be up in a day or two, they said. So if you could check it out there, even if you've seen it before, that'd be great because I'm trying to build some views up on Amazon. And you can watch it for free. You don't have to be Amazon Prime. Even if you're just normal, you can watch it for free, just with a very short commercial in the beginning. Check it out. Leave a comment if you could. That would really help me out a lot. Yeah. And thanks to Logs Leisure Entertainment, who was the distributor who got it up there. Appreciate it, guys. All right, let's go through some other links for the other people here on the show. Let's go to Trip.
Oh, sure. I have a fun steampunk show. If you've never checked it out, it's just called League of S.T.E.A.M. You can find us on YouTube or at our website, leagueofsteam.com. And yeah, it's good steampunk fun.
All right, Marks. Yeah, you can keep track of me and my books and films and stuff at markspile.com. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Marks.
All right. Marks and I tomorrow will actually be recording a fun thing for Sci-Fi Pulse, which is done by Ian Cullen. Right, nice. We're going to do basically a review of 2016, like best and worst movies, TV shows we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, we're going to do that, and that'll come out either right before or after the end of the year. So,
cool. Yeah, we did last year. It was a ton of fun. I think we got off on much longer than we expected it was going to go, probably because we got talking about so much stuff that we either loved or hated.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff this year, so hey. Lots of genre stuff, lots of sci-fi stuff coming out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's true. All right, Nate.
Yes. Well, I am Uncle Muffles, and I am helping. And please feel free to add me on any social medias or games where I run under that name. Other than that, I'm completely blank.
All right.
That's interesting.
He had one too many drinks.
Right. He's still recovering.
When your character drinks so hard, you get drunk.
That's drunk.
And so you need to charge back into the forest.
That'll wake you up.
And of course, Sominus is our awesome dungeon master who you see here every week. And he also just last Saturday joined our Saturday Night Star Wars show as a player, though, not as a game master. He is playing an assassin bounty hunter who actually saved our asses pretty much last show.
See, when you want someone to have their cranium removed, you call him.
When they absolutely positively have to die now.
Oh, you're gonna call.
We actually all got the Battle of Sith last show, so check that out. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, really? Wow.
And amazingly,
Tim.
we were we don't want to get too much away, but we were amazed we did not all die. Actually,
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know lightsabers. One swing, and there goes an appendage.
Right.
Nate's our sixth droid, man. He was shooting him with his hand blaster there.
Handy old holdout blaster.
Holdout blaster, right?
Yeah. First time he's used it too, out of the entire campaign.
That's true. It is. That's funny. He's never used it before. And one last thing, actually, Marks and I, and Nate, actually, and some others, did Star Trek Adventures last Friday, which also is up on supergeekedup.com. Mark's got to beta test that. It's a new RPG, and he invited all us on, so you can check that out as well.
Oh yeah, it's good fun.
Right.
Lots of phaser action.
There was. Lots of science stuff, too, actually.
Lots of science.
And
which is good for my
Starfleet.
character. My character was a science one, so yeah.
D&D needs that. It needs a science skill with an exclamation mark. Science.
I guess like alchemy.
Yeah, alchemy. There you go.
We're going to solve this with alchemy. I'll be the MacGyver of fantasy.
I was just thinking that. It's funny.
Nice.
But not the Saturday Night Live version of MacGyver, right?
No, not MacGruber.
No,
MacGruber.
MacGruber.
Not the new MacGyver either, the original MacGyver.
Alrighty.
All right, cool. That's it, folks. Whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it's an awesome one. And please spend some great time with your family and friends. And we will see you next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, have fun adventuring, everybody.
Bye.